Meow.
Bum bum bum
Meow.
bum ba da 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 da. You received an egg.
They were both working for a second.
It's a miracle.
And then it cut.
It's a not miracle.
Alright, hello people, it's us, TBGN. I'm your host, Ring Bro.
I'm your other host, Older Bro.
And today, we are back shiny hunting for Wooloo, on the verge of going into Scarlet and
It's
Violet
the miracle
shiny
of childbirth. Yes, Mr. B. There's a young bro running around on the floor here. We shall raise him up well.
It's Younger Bro Jr.
I don't know. That's not been determined yet. We still have to figure out. We still have to figure out the parentage.
Or are we?
We're still trying to figure out who Croc's mother is. We're still trying to figure out who Croc's mother is. We'll get to that one eventually.
Yeah, little Younger Bro. Yeah.
We'll figure it
out. So guys, me and Older Bro have been kind of in a Pokemon card craze.
Well, honestly, it's kind of been a situation where it's like we've kind of been failing to do a lot of our streaming and other videos, so we're finally getting back into quite a lot of the videos that that have been held off.
Yeah, so we do have.
Oh yes, Mr. B, I know about this process. It's when they beep all over each other.
So we're gonna have quite a few Pokemon card videos come out this month. Not so much next month, but the month after I'm going to get back into it because the new Paradox Pokemon set's coming out, and I want to open that.
Just to make sure you don't have any videos that you also need scheduled on this list, right?
Next search for Marnie.
Yeah, but that one's not recorded yet, right?
No.
Yeah, okay.
It's in the process.
Perfect.
Of
I just had to make sure because I just had to schedule the videos and fix all the scheduling stuff from today. Because for context, guys, we just watched the next hot take, and we just did another card opening, and there's something else that I had to move around, but that was a different reason. So the next few weeks are gonna have extra videos.
So I'm gonna try to calm down with Pokemon for a little bit. I have 2 searches going on.
Younger Bro, calm down.
So I have the search for Marnie on right now, and we're doing Pokemon. We're doing a lot of Pokemon cards this month and next month because September. We're doing the next 2 search for Marnies.
Is it September? No, it's not, because it's August, not September.
Because the next set I'm opening for Search for Marnie is Sword and Shield base set. And I need to get 7 booster boxes. And guys, I'm surprised how hard it is to get Sword and Shield base set. Like,
I mean, it is pretty old.
I've only been able to get it from Amazon. Like, I can buy it from eBay. But the problem is, I trust Amazon a little bit more than eBay. The only other site I could do it from is TCG Player.
Yeah. Amazon, the old reliable at finding everything.
We'll talk about more about the booster boxes I've been getting from Amazon. They're legit. I have looked at them. They are legit. It's not an issue, but there's something interesting about the booster boxes, and we'll go over that once I get the last booster box I need for the first opening for the first part of Sword and Shield base set. Now, the issue with Sword and Shield base set is it doesn't have good pull rates, guys. It doesn't. Doesn't matter what product you got. The best pull rates I've seen are the booster boxes. Don't get me wrong. But it was before they guaranteed a hit every box. They started guaranteeing 1 hit somewhere in the middle of Sword and Shield. So, Rebel Clash didn't have it. I don't think the 3rd set have it. I think it was by the 5th set that's when they started doing that. So anyway, I need to get 7 booster boxes for the next 2 openings, and we're not doing it in one opening. Like, I don't have the money to do it in one opening, so I have to buy 1 booster box every week until the end of September.
Yeah, and just to be clear on that, guys, what Younger Bro means by that is not that we won't do it all in one video, but it's that it'll be set up weird. Because of how he's buying it, how we're recording it.
It's going to be a part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, so. But we are recording the part 1 before you get all of them, so it could theoretically not be a part 1 or a part 2. It just depends on luck.
No, I'm getting all.
Oh, you're
7.
getting all 7 before you record part 1?
No.
Then I don't. Look, man.
Look, I am getting the 3 that I
Yes.
need to do part 1.
Yes.
Then next month, I'm getting the 4
Yeah.
that I need to do part 2.
But I'm saying if you get it
I'm
in
getting
the first 3.
all 7.
Yes, but I'm saying if you get it in the first 3, you're still going to get the 4.
I'm still going to get the 4th one, but I don't buy it until next month.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I don't start...
See, I was under the impression that if you did get it in the first 3 and that first part 1 video, we just wouldn't do the second half of it because it was just like, we don't need to now. So, that was my confusion. So,
Look, if we manage to pull all the cards in part 1, then yes, I don't need to buy part 2. Because I pulled all the cards I'm looking for.
yeah, that's what I just wanted to make sure of because I was a bit confused there. But okay, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so by the end of this month, I will have all 3. We will record part 1, and if I
Yep.
get all the cards, then I don't need to buy part 4.
Yeah, guys, my video won't be coming out for a week because, as stated, we had a hot take this week. So, and do look out for the next video because part of the reason this video came out is because I'm currently doing a list of all the products that we could feasibly open for the channel that have like unique promo cards in them, and also booster boxes. But that's just to keep track of how many times we've opened booster boxes.
Yeah, guys, after I do search for Poppy on TikTok, I'm doing another search because, so guys, I made an Instagram post, and it was a video. And if you want to go watch the video, go check it out. It's only about 3 minutes, so it's not going to take up a lot of your time. It was just to promote the next TCG video coming out. So, while I was at Dungeon Gaming, it's a card shop I didn't even know about, and I try to frequent it if I can, because it is the closest card shop to where we live. They had someone come in with a bunch of vintage cards, and I'm talking base set 1, Fossil, Jungle. So I bought a few of those. And because I bought those, I am now making a list of vintage card sets, and what I think vintage means is Wizard of the Coast sets.
Well, vintage probably just means anything through like the first like 3 or 4 generations. Vintage just means old. So it's like it could mean specifically
I know, but
Gen 1, but well, and Wizard of the Coast also includes Gen 2. Because
yes.
Pokemon Company didn't start till 3.
So, I am making a list of all of the Wizard of the Coast cards, and I'm going to be doing a search for all of them, including variants.
Mm-hmm.
Now, guys, it's going to be really, really fucking hard. Especially finding the first edition English cards. And if I wanted, I want the first edition, maybe Japanese cards too. But I don't know yet.
Yeah, Younger Bro is insane.
I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to finish it. But I want to get all that I can.
Look, dude, I don't think you can guarantee you can finish the first, like, all the English cards. Like, let alone the Japanese cards.
Like, the promos I can do easily. Like, not... Like, all of them, the worst of them, cost a paycheck.
That is insane.
Like, I haven't seen anything really over $1,000 yet in the promo.
Yeah.
With ungraded, because I'm not getting any graded versions unless that is the only one available. But anyway, guys, so continuing talking about Dungeon Gaming, I checked out their online store, and their online store is on TCG Player.
Sure.
They had some cards in there that are not in the store, or at least they're stored or something. I don't know. One of those being a hollow Gyarados from base set. And guys, they selling it cheap. Like really cheap. So, because of me buying a couple of those not first edition cards, a couple of those very vintage cards, I just want to collect some of the older set now. Well, sets. So I'm excited for it, so much so that I'm making a list. Not like Search for Marnie, where I have a little custom list. It would take me forever to make that. I'm not doing that.
It would take pages and pages and pages.
So I'm making a Sheets document, and I also have to write it down physically because I can't record with my phone and open that Sheets document at the same time. I think my plan is when I write them down. So what Enlisted Leaf sometimes does is he opens his binder and he puts post-it notes of the cards that he's missing. So I think I'm going to do that, but I have to get the binder first. And I'm not going to get the binders until 1st of September.
Oh, by the way, you were incorrect, actually.
About?
We were talking about the order of sets in the upcoming TCG video. That one is after. Before, after.
It was after Lost Origin?
Yeah. So. It is this, yeah. So. Yeah,
I thought it was before.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew it was very late, but I couldn't remember, so. Yeah, as you may figure out, I did ask Younger Bro at some point in the video the order of multiple sets for the TCG. So that would honestly, that should be something that we do randomly in a video where we're just like, hey, here's a list of all the sets from this. Like if we ever do something like out of like Gen 3 or Gen 4, like we do an opening for something that old, we're just like, here's a list of all the sets in Gen 3 or Gen 4. Put them in order. Because I bet you most people can't do that.
Yeah, guys, let's talk about older sets before. Is X and Y Gen 6? I'm pretty sure it's 6.
X and Y is Gen 6.
So, guys, the furthest I'm willing to go back and actually order and open cards for the channel is X and Y. I don't want to go anything before X and Y. And honestly, X and Y is getting to the point where I just
as I say, probably
buy the cards.
Probably Sun and Moon is rapidly becoming this latest we go. Definitely midway through this generation of cards, like it's gonna end up being Sun and Moon. Oh, hey Carpet, how you doing?
Hey Carpet. Yeah. So, guys,
actually, I do need to say. So recently, I've been getting into watching some carpet cleaning videos because they're like nice and calming, and you just get to see an extremely dirty carpet go from very dirty to very clean. Carpet, I need to know the like under over on like, is it appropriate for me to be watching those kind of videos?
Anyways, so I am probably not gonna end up opening anything before X and Y on the channel, guys.
Yeah, I can't. I wouldn't suggest it.
I just have to buy the individual cards, and that's what I'm going to be doing on TikTok. So if you want to see me get older sets, I'm going to be going out, searching for like physical stores and seeing what they got in stock to see if I can get these vintage cards without going through the bullshit of ordering a PSA accidentally online.
Well, usually they list like PSA the grade in the title of the card so people know they're PSA graded. So I don't think you're gonna accidentally order a PSA card.
You can. I've seen it happen.
Carpet cleaning counts as porn. I mean, I guess I understand.
But yeah, guys, right now at Dungeon Gaming, there is one vintage card that I want, and it's from Neo Genesis. And
NG.
for those of you who don't know about Neo Genesis, there's one card that everybody wants, and that's the Hallelujah. They have it graded at Dungeon Gaming right now. It's not listed on their site, so you have to go to the physical store if you want to get it. And not this week, and maybe not next week, but sometime in September, I'm going to go into that store. I'm going to be like, give me that.
Yeah. Hey, Rod Gaming. We are doing shiny hunting. Yes. How you doing? Ah, so you know.
Oh,
the
you
Texas
know
Chainsaw
the
game.
Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. So is it actually a clone to like Dead by Daylight? Because that's what the trailers were showing.
Yeah. What kind of game is it, Carpet?
But yeah, guys, I'm really excited. I hope you enjoy the videos I make on the vintage sets. Played some Genshin Impact.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Okay, there it is. Friday the 13th. That was the other suspicion we had.
So we talked about it last stream. I saw the launch trailer.
Is that better or worse, though? If it's more like Friday the 13th.
Honestly, I think it's a combination of both.
It's both better and worse?
No. It's a combination of both games.
Oh, no, but I'm saying, like, okay.
But how good is the game? The graphic-wise, it looks like Friday the 13th. Gameplay-wise, it might play like Dead by Daylight. Oh, it's by the same people? Didn't know that.
Yeah, so it probably plays almost exactly like Friday the 13th then.
Yeah, the last time I knew Leatherface was in a game, it was Mortal Kombat XL.
Oh, you managed 100% Curry in the Forgotten Lands? That's cool. I was gonna say, I don't remember. We didn't 100% the game, did we?
We did.
We did 100%? Okay.
Yes.
It was the previous game.
So,
or like the Yoshi game we didn't.
So what
100%.
we did with Kirby is we were struggling on the hardest mode, and we switched it to the easiest.
Yeah, right. So I'm mistaking that one for the Yoshi game previously, which we didn't 100%, but
No.
got close.
Could we have 100% Yoshi? Yeah, but we just didn't.
Oh, 3 killers and 4 survivors. That's interesting.
3 killers.
So I guess they're trying to. So I guess what they're trying to do, because the thing in Friday the 13th that people always complained about competitively was that the killer almost never wins because they can literally almost never kill anybody, just due to the sheer number of campers and like all the ways they have to get out of being killed. So I guess this is their way of trying to balance it back by just adding more killers until it becomes balanced.
I mean, that works. So is Jason Voorhees in the game? Like, I know they had a gameplay release trailer,
I was gonna say,
and
are
it
they
had
even
Jason
legally allowed to do
Voorhees.
that? Because weren't they having legal disputes over Friday the 13th, which is why that series stopped?
Oh, it stopped because not enough players were playing.
No,
it.
I was pretty sure I remember we even talked about the fact that they had some kind of legal dispute with the Friday the 13th, like, people.
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I'm sure it also had not a lot of people playing it. Again, unbalanced.
But yeah, that Neo Genesis Lugia, I don't think I'm going to find a lot cheaper anywhere else. Because that Neo Genesis Lugia goes for almost, what is it, like $3,000 for PSA 10? And they're only selling it for 180.
Oh, there's no map at all?
That's,
So, like, you have to just memorize the area?
that sucks. That sucks. I don't like that.
Yeah, Rod, I heard that in the DLC, every starter is going to be available.
Yes. Every single starter is coming to the game.
Just to be clear,
but it's part
they're
2.
all in the game. They're not wild Pokemon, are they?
They are going to be wild Pokemon in the Academy's natural... Sorry. Let's call it a synthetic environment.
So if we can shiny hunt there, we can finally wild shiny hunt starters. Come on, wild shiny hunting inside the Academy.
We could, but we don't need to. We
don't need to, but that's not the point. It's the principle of the matter.
Now, I don't have all the Scarlet and Violet starters, so I could maybe do them depending on if they spawn in the wild, but I don't think they do. I think it's only the older starters, and I have them all. I have all of them.
This is disappointing.
Not disappointing.
But
it's
I'm also excited about that. That means I can get Finnegan again.
good. Just have an entire starter team. Even though I can do that with Bank right now.
I was gonna say, it's not like that's even uncommon. People have done that before.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do that. By the way, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna do the Mewtwo raid. Because I know you get like some kind of special bonus if you defeat Mewtwo with that Mew. But the problem is it starts out at level fucking 5.
Yeah, is it that Mew or is it a Mew?
As far as I'm aware, it's that Mew.
Dang.
That's kind of what they were saying in the trailer.
I mean, I should get that just to make sure I have a 100% legitimate Mew, so that they can't try to be like, this is a fake. Yeah, you have a fake Mew.
Like, I know my shiny one's fake. Somebody took it and just changed the variable to make it shiny. Okay, so it's not exactly fake, but it's... As far as I'm aware, the only way to get a legitimate shiny Mew was the original event and Pokemon Go.
And now
as in mobile Pokemon Go. Now let's go Pokemon Go. Alright, have fun with that, Rod. I remember trying to soft reset for my first Populio and came to regret it.
Now, it's not because it was impossible on that gen, right?
No, it was impossible. It was
okay.
shiny locked.
Perfect.
That's when they first started shiny locking the Pokemon at the start of the game.
Yeah, fuck you. I remember in the original, or not in the original, but in Gen 5, when not only could you shiny hunt the Pokemon, like the starters, by just soft resetting the game, but the actual image that boots in the start of the game, that Pokemon could be shiny.
Yeah, the Minchino.
That was a real generated Pokemon. So it's it could be shiny.
I have never got it, but I knew about it.
Yeah. Which that is awesome.
They
need to do that more often.
That was fucking hilarious. But yeah, guys, so I'm thinking about not only including the Wizard of the Coast vintage cards, but I might include all the way up till Gen 5 as the vintage search.
I keep telling younger bro that I don't think he understands how expansive what he's saying is. It's what he is suggesting is insane.
And it's going to take me a long time.
Yes. It will take you more than your lifetime.
Again, some of the expensive cards are only expensive because they are graded. They have... you can get it for a lot less money if it's ungraded. Yeah, Rod, Hershey wants me to play Genshin. I've just not got around to it yet. I want to play Genshin, but again, just haven't had time.
Yeah, that's
what I was saying, Carpet.
Yeah, Carpet. That's one of the fundamental problems with these kind of games. Like, I haven't seen Among Us since it started, like when it first launched. And I know that Among Us has like a whole new gameplay now, where like there's whole new tasks and like whole new systems that people can win the game as that aren't just survivor and crew. And I have no idea how any of that works. But that is one of the fundamental problems that these kind of games are going to address, is when you have... it requires you to always want to honorably win in your class. Like, I don't quite know how... because I know Among Us hasn't quite had that problem. They've never... you don't really have people in Among Us just out themselves as being, like, the villains. Like, it's like, that's not really that common.
I've seen people play Among Us, but original Among Us, I don't know about the new one.
So it's like... I don't know. I don't know how Among Us managed to work, and, like, Friday the 13th and this game and games like it just keep not working, because I don't... it should work the same, but it just, for some reason, doesn't. Yeah, Rod, I will admit I am afraid of Genshin Impact, and I want nothing to do with it, personally.
It's not that he hates it.
No, it is not that I hate it in any way. It's, I am afraid of that mobile game in particular, because it's one of those games that have been described to me as, you play it, and then it kind of just becomes one of your forever games. And it's like, and I don't have time for that shit. And it is absolutely an anime-inspired game. I would enjoy it, and so I'm just like, nope, I'm not letting it come any closer.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I will invest too much time in this. I'm not touching it. It is staying at a 10-foot reach.
Yeah, like, all, like, anime mobile games do that, though. Like,
Yeah.
I am very invested in Kimono Friends right now. Very.
But also, I just don't like gacha games. And even if it's a better gacha game, it's still a gacha game. And it's like, that's kind of my end-all be-all. It's like, I don't care how good you make the gacha. Pokemon Go was still a gacha game, even if they were nicer about it.
Yeah, Pokemon Go is pretty much all free. The only part where you actually use money is to buy Pokeballs. If you're out, you can't go out and
Yeah,
make
it's like...
Pokeballs, and that's understandable.
Yeah, but it's like...
when it comes to, like, Dragon Ball Legends just has so much events you can do that you don't need to purchase to
but
get
that's
the characters.
thing. It's like, I get that they can make games where you don't need to pay money, but if they do that, they can just remove the paying money portion. That's the point. Design the game so that you can't pay money. Don't design the game so you never need to pay money. Because never needing to still means you can. And you shouldn't. Like, just do what other games do and charge for the DLC. It's not hard. You don't need to have infinite money. And that's where I just do not respect the developers. And I'll admit, there are many games I bought that have a lot of paid DLC. And I'm not the happiest about that, but I recognize that the developers made the game, and they requested money for making the game, for me buying it, and I did. And then they made more game and requested more money for that additional content added. And I'm fine with that. I am fine saying, I bought the base game, I want more than the base game. I will pay for more than the base game. I don't like microtransactions, though, where it's like, you didn't pay for the game, and so we're going to make the game annoying in places so that you want to pay for it. I don't ever like that. And there are games like Genshin Impact, and I believe Genshin Impact is like this. It's like Pokemon Go, where they don't incentivize you to pay money most of the time. Most of the time, you can go through and you never need to pay money. But I don't like that mindset of, but sometimes. It's like, no, never. You made the game, charge me for the game, and then stop charging me. And if I want to pay more, I can pay more by buying your DLC.
Yeah, so speaking of gacha games, so Kimono Friends has only one bad thing going about it right now.
Yeah.
So guys, I started Kimono Friends and I've been really enjoying it. It is a decent game. But there's one thing that annoyed me. There is a gacha that is forever. There doesn't seem to be an end to it. Where you can only get it with money. It's like $20. It guarantees you the highest star rating character. Or characters. Sorry, characters. Now, I've actually found out there is another way to do it. For free.
Mm-hmm.
It's some kind of ticket. And I don't think you need 10 of them. It's just one. But I do not know how you get these tickets without buying some of the bundles that are in the game. So, they are still pretty much saying, no, you have to buy for this banner.
Yeah.
I mean, there is
Yeah,
battling
fair,
in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, but it wasn't as big at the start. So, it's like, eh. But yeah, that's fair.
Choked on it.
Can you breathe, sir? That may be a no, actually. Yeah. That's the thing, Rod. I recognize that Genshin Impact is probably one of the best games with microtransactions. I am holding it at arm's length because I don't want it anywhere near me. It's just like, I've drawn my line in the sand, and I recognize that my line in the sand means I can't enjoy Genshin Impact.
I choked on my water.
Yeah.
God. Oh, shit.
But I will say, I don't bemoan anyone who appreciates Genshin Impact. It does seem like it's an enjoyable game.
But anyway, guys.
So, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. Have fun.
Yeah, I do not like that they have a gacha in the game that you can only get with money or money to get the tickets. So it's still money. But I'll look more into it. But I can only find instances where you have to pay money to do it. Like, I don't want to spend $20 just to get one character. I could go get like 3 Pokemon card packs with that, guys.
Yeah, speaking of gachas right there. Yeah, I have infinite problems with microtransactions. TCGs? No problems here.
Yeah, guys, still speaking about the TCG. So right now the plan is to do the openings. So we're doing the Sword and Shield opening, one this month and one next month. Then I'm going to calm down Pokemon a little bit. I'm going to put Search for Poppy on hold for a bit. I'm going to put Search for Marnie kind of on hold for a bit. But we're doing a Search for Marnie every month until the end of the year. And then the only card stuff I'm doing might be the Search for Poppy and the Vintage Search. So those are kind of the only two things I'm going to be doing.
Rod, I can understand that feeling. Call of Duty comes out with a lot of games. They've slowed down a little bit recently, I think, but it's they made too many games at too fast a rate. Same with Assassin's Creed, where there was like a yearly Assassin's Creed game, and it's like there really did not need to be a yearly Assassin's Creed.
They're almost pushing for that again.
Yeah, and it's just like, no, they need to like. Look, I say this as we're playing a Pokemon game. A company that's very well known for not taking long enough to make their games. You should never be exceeding the rate of Pokemon. Pokemon is the upper limit of an acceptable rate. Call of Duty exceeds it. Assassin's Creed exceeds it.
Like,
slow down.
I'll give this to Assassin's Creed. So, when Assassin's Creed Origins came out, everybody was excited for it, even me. When Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out, I knew it existed. I was like, eh. But now we're on the next Assassin's Creed after the Enzo collection came out. And this next Assassin's Creed, even though there wasn't a lot of time between the Enzo collection and this new one coming out, it still looks really good, guys. Like, I'm excited for it. So I'll give that to Assassin's Creed. You want it? I got you. Just pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Carpet.
That's the problem, Carpet. It's that everyone who... Because you'll hear all the time people talking about, well, you don't have to pay microtransactions. You can just choose not to. And it's like, but I can't choose not to. I can't choose not to get all the fucking ads for microtransactions. I can't choose to make the game more fun, to offset the fun they took out to make you pay microtransactions to make it more fun.
Oh, like, by the way, here's another step up for Dragon Ball Legends.
Yeah.
They are better optimizing, once again, the PvP.
Oh, cool.
And now, apparently I didn't know this, the matchmaking for the PvP was not player level based. Like, they were pairing you with just random people. Doesn't matter what their skill was as a player. They paired you with them.
Yeah.
Now they're doing it to people that do what you do. So,
which is funny. Because it's funny. I keep hearing this debate over and over again about, like, is skill-based matchmaking makes the game not fun. So it's like, I
think for Dragon Ball Legends, it would make it more fun.
The combat, the PvP is so bad that skill-based matchmaking is like, yes, please,
the
thank
savior for that PvP. But does that mean I'm going to do PvP in Dragon Ball Legends?
No.
No. No. Well, I say that, but the only way I do PvP for Dragon Ball Legends is if I'm trying to Zenkai awaken a character without waiting for it to be appearing in the raid vault, not gacha, but the raid vault shop. You get Zenkai awakening medals in the raid vault shop. Not raid. It's called the Zenkai Awakening, like, it's Dragon Ball Legends Battle Tower. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, when you do the Battle Tower, you get, like, special pointage, and you can use that pointage to get Zenkai Awakening medals for your characters. So, you can also get Zenkai Awakening medals through some missions, and some of those missions require you to do, like, 10 fights of PvP. That is the only time I would ever do PvP, is just to clear those missions and get the Zenkai Awakening medals for the characters that I want.
Yeah. Actually, going back to talking about TCG momentarily, So, I talked about this at one point, where I mentioned that limited run games used to put trading cards in their releases, and they've actually stopped doing that. And they talked about why they stopped doing that. And that was because they were saying two reasons. One, the trading cards were actually the thing that was making the sets take the longest to come out. And that's why they were taking 8 months plus for the game to come out. It's because the trading cards were taking so long. And the second reason was their trading card partner actually got bought by the Pokemon company to make more Pokemon cards. Because the card... there were so many cards needed that they actually bought limited run games card
That's
company.
awesome.
So they said, in light of that, we're not going to do cards anymore.
That is
all that to say,
great.
That's, I think, the reason why so many of my Lost Origin cards were of that low quality that we thought they might have been fake. I think it's because the Pokemon company bought so many card-producing companies to make Pokemon cards that there's just now, like, a large discrepancy between the cards. So some are going to be very high quality, and some are going to be very low quality.
And we got some low quality ones.
Well, the funny thing is, so... this used to be a thing for Pokemon. If you look at original, like, Gen 1 cards, you can tell that there's Gen 1 cards that are like, these are the silkier cards, and then these are the ones that are a little bit...
rougher.
So it's the same thing. Every time they get a big boom and buy a lot more companies
they have
to
rough
do
cards
their cards,
and they have smooth cards.
they start getting these rough and smooth card variants, and then they have to iron things out, and then everyone starts making the same kind of cards again. So, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna, if I get replacements for any cards that are that way, because this is what I used to do in base set cards. If I get a replacement that's the nicer card, I'm gonna replace the less nice card with it.
Yeah,
so same thing with Lost Origin.
I think some of the vintage cards I'm going to be looking for, I'm only going to be able to get is if I do what you did and bought somebody's deck.
Yeah,
so
I
that
need to get
means
back into
going
doing that.
around and finding maybe rummages. I don't want to do the Facebook thing. I might do what you did and just buy sets on like eBay.
Yeah, I need to get back into that because it was fun. That might also be something I'm going to do, guys. I have like 5,000 extra cards over there. So I might end up just going online, selling like 5,000 extra cards for like, I don't know, $500, $300, something. Just a number. I don't care. And just say, here's,
Buy at your own
approximately 10 cents a card. Contains everything from base set 1 to Scarlet and Violet. Actually, I might not get rid of the Scarlet and Violet stuff. I might just end it at Sun and Moon. But contains everything from base set 1 to Sun and Moon.
300 encounters.
Contains contains commons, uncommons, rares, hollows, reverse hollows, everything. Buy at own risk. Perfect for starting collector who wants to get a ton of cards all at once.
So, guys, speaking of like trading cards or selling cards, I am trying to find a store that has like a trade day where me and Older Bro can just go in and trade a lot of our extra shit away. Dungeon Gaming kind of does that, but so on Sunday they have tournaments, and at tournaments they usually trade cards. And Older Bro said, yeah, if it's a tournament day, then they're probably only going to be trading for the good stuff. I'm like, you're probably right.
Because it's usually they're not trading extras. They're actually trading their decks. So it's not that you can't find people doing that. You can. It's just going to be, you're mostly going to find people doing the stuff they are playing.
Yeah, speaking of cards, so when I pulled that gold Charizard card, the owner of the store, it was the owner, and I didn't know until later. He was telling me, dude, you don't know how playable that card is. Like, people tell me all the time it's so playable, and that was the gold Charizard.
Yeah, and
guys,
Charizard's almost always playable.
I don't doubt them. I don't doubt that a lot of the newer cards that come out are very, very playable, especially the good cards. But I just really don't want to get into the battling. Okay, I say that, but I'm going to be doing it on the TCG Online. Because there's sort of a campaign on TCG Live, and I want to complete that. I also want to do virtual collecting. That's what all those code cards are for. But the thing about that game, there's a problem with it. It lags heavily on my computer, so we won't be able to do it until I get a new computer. Or I play it on older bro's computer. Either way, I just don't know how into the online collecting I'm going to get. So it is possible that I may finally decide, okay, guys, I'm giving you the code cards. It all depends on how I feel about the game. Because I played it extremely laggy. And it looked good. Problem is, very laggy. Very broken game. So we will see what the future holds for TCG Digital. Like, I still might redeem certain codes, but I don't know if I'm going to continue it after, like, 3 seasons of just me opening packs. Because that's what the TCG Live series is going to be. Because I think I might beat the campaign in the first season. So, yeah. Yeah, still speaking of card guys, I think the hardest set for me when I do my vintage search is not going to be base set 1 or 2, or even like Neo Genesis, any of the Neo series. It's going to be Skyridge. As far as I'm aware, Skyridge is the hardest set in the world to complete.
It is very expensive.
So I was talking in the newest video coming up, guys. I don't mind talking about this. I was talking with a customer that came in who bought us Sabrina's Gengar Hollow. And I was talking with one of the employees about Skyridge, and they're like, "Oh God, that's $1,000 a pack." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm ever opening Skyridge."
Yeah, it's brutal. Skyridge was a very not produced set. Like, there were not many Skyridges.
The reason it's so expensive is it's the Wizard of the Coast's last set.
Yeah, that too.
And it was a special set.
Yep. So it's very underproduced because it's a special set. It's the last Wizard of the Coast set. And, yeah, there's some very rare cards.
Guys, the easiest way you can complete Skyridge is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around and look for Skyridge cards. I do not own any Skyridge cards. Older Bro does, but it's only like 3 cards.
I can answer that. Give me a second.
I don't think he had any extra Skyridge cards. That's why I don't have any. Because I went through Older Bro's collection, and that's how I started my collection. Was with Older Bro's extras.
I own 18 Skyridge cards.
18!
And I will say, guys, I do have one of the $200 Skyridge cards.
Which one is that?
Starmie.
Which Starmie?
The Skyridge one.
Oh, the Psychic Hollow?
Yeah.
Oh, you got
like,
that.
That's what I'm saying. So I've got that one.
I think that's I think that's the most sought after card in the set, I think. Is there any Shining cards in that set?
I mean, Celebi's in that set.
Shining Celebi?
I don't know if Shining was a thing back then. Let me check.
Yeah, Holosyllabi was expensive, but I don't think it's the most sought after. I think the Starmie is.
I don't see any. I don't see any shining.
I can't remember when they first introduced shining cards. Because, guys, if it's in the Wizards of the Coast for shining cards, it is going to be really hard to track down, like Shining Umbreon, Gold Star, Shining Charizard, Gold Star, Jolteon. I think Tyranitar had one.
Like Skyridge also has one of like the next rarest Charizards.
Yes.
It has normal and reverse holo Charizard. And that one's, even according to this site, it's listed as $1,200. So it's like, that's fucking expensive.
Ungraded?
I think they base it on the I think they base it on the market average. So that may include ungraded and graded. So
yeah. So as far as I'm aware, the most accurate site for card grades is like Price something. Look up Gold Charizard pricing, and it should be the first link. And it should give you ungraded all the way up to Genmin 10.
Yeah, price charting.
Yes, price charting. So
yeah, it looks like
look up that Charizard on that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's going to be roughly around $500. You have to search it. Non-TCG player. Search it in there in price charting. Like, TCG doesn't really give accurate information either. Because a bunch of different stores does a bunch of different pricings.
So it looks like it's basing it on the ungraded cost. Because the ungraded on this site is about the same.
So it is actually accurate to 1,000.
I was going to say, that's probably... So I'm going to say that their prices are probably close to the ungraded cost. So, yeah.
Woo! I actually watched... I think it was Leonhardt. He pulled that Charizard.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is one thing they're trying to update. They want to update their pricing to be a little bit more clear. Because, for example, right now they base the price on every version of the same card. And so they're trying to make it so that each version has unique pricing. So that's an ongoing fix. But yeah, it's a $1,200 ungraded card.
So you get rare exceptions. So let's talk about Dungeon Gaming a little bit more, guys. When that person brought in some vintage cards, some of those holo cards that are worth a crap ton of money, they sold it for only $5. $5.
Yeah, because they're going off of... Because they're like, hey, this is ungraded. Like, they're not selling a graded card. They're selling ungraded. And they're like, well, this is what we can make.
I think it's just... They decide on what their personal cards are worth.
That could be.
So, even probably a Charizard card would be sold for $50 at most at that store. But that's if they decided that they wanted to sell it for that low. And right now, guys, they have a holo Gyarados. Not even $10.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Out
the
of
one
base set
thing-
1.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one thing is they probably do know some of the high end pricing, so that if they get something that rare, they probably will price it high. But yeah, it's probably on a card by card basis.
Like their highest valuable card, like their most valuable card I see in that store is their Neo Genesis Lugia in their case. That's graded. That is their most expensive card. And it's only $180. And that can sell up to about $300 for PSA 5. And that's what it's
and
graded.
And the ungraded on here is listed at $199. So that's probably not even that bad of pricing.
No, it's not.
That's actually pretty fair.
So, guys, I am going to buy that Lugia, and I'm going to break that PSA grade off and put it in a binder because I want to. Because I didn't want that card PSA graded. I want it in one of my binders because it is one of the hardest cards to find out there. I'm going to get it.
Yeah, Younger Bro has no problem breaking PSAs.
Nope. Because how I'm doing it is I want the card in a binder first, and if I get it in a graded form after, then that's when I display it. Plus, I only want to display the 10s. I don't want to get really anything lower. I will always keep the highest grade that I get for each card. But because I do not own that Lugia at all, I am going to just buy it and break it out of the PSA. Let's call it PSA container. That's what it is. It's a container.
Yeah, basically it's a PSA protective case.
Yes. And I have to... What sucks is the easiest method is to get a certain tool. I don't remember what it's called. And it breaks it very easily, but it shatters and glass goes everywhere, so I have to do it in a safe environment.
Yeah. You put it in like a box, then you're very careful.
I need to put it in like a metal box to do it.
I screwed up and accidentally forgot to sort half the cards. So I was like, oh, hold on, I have to do it again.
But yeah, I like how he said their most expensive was that Neo Genesis, but Sabrina's Gengar that they had for a day or two was about $200, and somebody came in and bought it that day when I went in and recorded another video. So I thought about getting it, but then I saw the vintage cards and the glass. I'm like, ooh, cheaper cards. Oh my god, cheaper cards that are extremely valuable. Say no more. Yeah, guys, like, I bought a Holo Lapras. I bought a Holo Vaporeon. I bought a promo I didn't even know existed. And I bought a non-holo Articuno out of Fossil. Like, that is the shit. And, guys, there was a Holo Kangaskhan, a Holo Clefairy, and a Holo Clefable. And I thought about getting those too, but then I was like, oh no, I'm spending a lot of Obsidian Flames. If I wasn't spending so much on Obsidian Flames, I would. I thought about buying them all.
Please do not buy the whole store.
It'd be nice to become their best customer. I would like maybe a sponsorship from them, but I don't want to ask for it until we're at like 1,000 subs. And also, if I get a sponsorship from them, it's probably going to be for the newer sets. It's not going to be for anything old. Because they have a hard time getting older sets.
I was going to say, I also don't think that this card shop is probably big enough to do actual sponsorships. They're very small. So, like,
if they sponsor me right now because of how small they are, they might provide like one booster box. And if they do that, then we might as well do a versus video. You get a booster box and I get a booster box. So I think they could sponsor us for that. Speaking of versus videos, guys, I have been thinking of ways of punishments, but it's not like terrible punishments. Like I thought of a punishment where if you fail, then then the winner has to choose what you buy in the next versus video.
This feels like a way to just force me to buy everything for Younger Bro going forward.
No, it would be for you. It would be for you.
Yeah.
Like, I will look at your set, see what you need. I'm like, okay, you're getting this.
This feels like a way for Younger Bro to specifically punish me, and the reverse will never happen.
Relax, I'm not going to get you anything before, like, Sun and Moon.
This is not the point.
But I'm thinking of punishments that I'm like, both of us won't hate each other from. Because I don't want to do a punishment where you have to do the ice bucket challenge if you lose.
No. Well, here's the thing. I'm not sold on the idea of punishments, but if we did something like that, it would absolutely be TCG related. It would have to be buying a set for TCG or something. It would not be random junk.
Yeah, I also thought about, like, automatic wins. Like, if you get the rarest card, it's an automatic win. Or if you get your chase card, it's an automatic win.
What if I get your chase card?
It would be a loss. But what if we both were doing the same booster box and we had both the same chase card?
Tie.
Yeah, what do we do for tied?
They negate each other. Nothing happens.
Make the other do specific hunts in game.
Pig, daddy, pig. Well, I don't do shiny hunting, unfortunately.
Yeah,
by the way,
and I'm
welcome to the channel.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm the only one that does hunting.
But,
like,
yeah,
I let older bro occasionally hunt.
Yeah.
That's because I need to leave the room.
But, as stated, it has to, if we're doing something like that, and I'm not saying we are, it would only be TCG related. No non-TCG punishments.
Yeah, like, we're not gonna...
And we don't tear cards, so don't ask for that.
We're not gonna go do a parkour challenge just because we fail at cards. Yeah, speaking of the next Versus video, guys, we actually do have something planned for the next Versus video. But we don't know when it's coming out. Because we have a lot of shit coming. That's TCG.
It isn't a punishment if it isn't paying. Yeah, it's not really a punishment. That's the bit. It's literally just... The punishment suggestion he gave was not a punishment. It was, hey, I noticed that you don't have a lot of this card set. Buy this card set. So, by punishment, he means I get to choose what you get next.
Yeah, I think the worst punishment would be the quantity of it. Like, I would be like, okay, we're doing a 3 booster box versus video. And all of them for older bro will be different sets, and I will be only one set. Now that would hurt. That would hurt a little bit, probably.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Oh,
Ron.
sorry, Ron.
Glad to hear that you're back. Hope that you're hopefully your power situation's been fixed.
Yeah, we're still discussing ideas for Pokemon cards because, guys, we are in a craze right now, and it's gonna last until after December.
Well, and the other thing is, I don't necessarily think that that's we'd have to do something. We'd have to do very specific rules on that because, for example, if you do something like that where you're like, oh, you get multiple sets, that's gonna make it even less likely that you get something good in the next set. If you get like 3 different sets, because you'd have only 1 chance per set. So unless you have like you chose a really high pull rate set, it's like that's gonna suck.
That's why I was saying it might be a little bad. Like that would probably be one of the worst.
I'm just saying you don't want to have a situation where a punishment leads to the same person infinitely being punished. Is what I'm saying. So we'd have to figure out stuff for that.
Well, I mean, automatic wins kind of fix that.
Sure.
Yeah, that was also kind of a thing in Dead by Daylight.
And sort of a thing in Friday the 13th, but not exactly.
You could do it in Friday the 13th. No, that is also a thing in that game. Yeah, just wait by the exit. They troll you.
This is why I think it makes sense. Actually, I'm going to go back on what I said earlier. I said that I didn't understand why Among Us works and these games don't. And I actually do think I understand why. It's because Among Us, you don't know who the killer is and who the survivor is. In these games, in Friday the 13th, you know who Jason is. It's Jason. The guy who looks like Jason. Who's trying to kill you. But in something like Among Us, anyone could be Jason. And you don't know. You just have to go around and do your job. And hope that that person you just saw pass you is not Jason.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing, and I think that helps eliminate part of that problem.
Oh, you know the funny thing about Among Us? There is a hockey mask you can equip.
Of course there is. You know what they're doing. That's what I'm saying. I think that eliminates part of the incentive. If you don't know who a survivor is, and you don't know who a killer is, you can't team up. You can't incentivize, yes, I know that person's safe.
In Among Us, you can actually team up with a killer.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's much harder unless you specifically tell people you're a killer or tell people you're a survivor. Yeah, and the goal is not to do that. So that game kind of helps insulate that problem from existing. Because, yeah, of course you could, but that would ruin the whole point is to vote off a killer. So it's like, if you told people, you get voted off.
Or you kill the person that you told before that happens. So
it's like, it decentivizes you to know. I was watching one group play Among Us, and somebody in chat, because the way they did it was everyone was in voice chat.
Yeah.
And then one person, and then they all muted, but one person was doing the video. And they forgot to unmute their mic, or to mute their mic, and so they said something that very much indicated they were one of the survivors, like not one of the killers. So the killers immediately killed him, and the group, as soon as they found out about that, basically were like, okay, I want to thank the killer for low-key solving the problem if we knew that person was safe. No further questions. And they just ended the meeting and just resumed normal play. They're like, we're not, that's not part of the bit. Like, where it's like, no, that was accidental, and we're going to punish that. And now we're going to resume the game, as if none of that happened. Just like, yeah, so the opposite almost happens. If you do reveal, people, the survivors basically just say, okay, we're all going to go to corners, and somebody's going to kill the person who
check both corners.
Yeah, the killers are gonna go and kill that person, and nobody's going to know who did it.
Oh, by the way, so Call of Duty, they finally revealed some gameplay.
Sure.
And story campaign stuff. Ooh, really excited for it. They still have not shown Kevrov yet, but Kevrov, and I think he's gonna be in this game, and he's gonna be the main antagonist, sort of.
Yeah. Rod asking the question: have we played a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game? So we both played games, but not for the channel yet.
Yes, we have played in our own time Mystery Dungeon games.
Pretty
just
much
not
every
for
Mystery
the
Dungeon
channel.
game.
But we are considering side games as separate from the main game, so we can, at any point, even during a main series game, play a side Pokemon game, including Mystery Dungeon.
Now, I'm pretty sure all those are going to be streams, right? Because there aren't really any of them
old
that
games
short.
are the only ones we could not stream, but even those will be streams because some of the Pokemon that we have to fucking recruit.
Yeah.
If we want them on your team. Like Mew, oh my
now,
god,
I am going to say,
Mew.
we are going to have to discuss that because I don't necessarily think that I'm going to recruit every Pokemon in all the games.
Like, I thought about us at least recruiting all the starters and legendaries.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'll do that. I know that I know, for example, I'll do... I might do it in, Super Mystery Dungeon, because that would make it super easy to get everybody.
And it kind of encourages you to complete it.
But I don't know if I'm going to do that in every game. So most of the games will probably just be, I beat the game.
And in Gates to Infinity, there's not that many legendaries. They didn't include all of them, so I'm going to do it.
But yeah. That is one of the things, guys.
It depends on the game, guys.
That is one of the things, guys, that I have wanted to, that I am going to try to resolve in the next, year or so. Probably going to be a little bit longer than a year or so. Because one of the things we've noticed is, there's a lot of game franchises that we talk about and have not played. And we kind of want to get around to playing some of those. So, for example...
Like Spiderwick Chronicles, that came out today, guys. So I've been talking about that game for years. So if you want to go check out our playthrough, first episode's out.
Yeah, but for example, we talked a lot about Mario games because we are a Mario branded channel. So you think we'd play a lot of Mario games and we haven't. So I kind of want to play more Mario games. Some of the Pokemon side games, we really haven't played many of those at all. So I kind of like to play some of those.
I mean, we kind of started that with Poke Park.
Yeah, we started that with Poke Park. We also started that with Fire Emblem because we talked about Fire Emblem a lot and hadn't played any of that. So that was also a game that I wanted to get to. So I'm going to try to prioritize playing some games from franchises I really want to get to, but haven't yet.
Yeah, and I can't do that too much.
Yeah, you're stuck in your import loop.
Yeah.
So,
get
wrecked since you're wrecking yourself.
One of the games, two games that I've been talking about for years are coming up pretty soon. And that's Burnout and Endless Ocean. I'm not telling you exactly when they're coming out, but I talked about those games for years, and we're going to get to it at some point soon.
Rod, sort of. So, we...
The only Donkey Kong game that I have played and that I want to play for the channel is Donkey Kong Country Returns. And maybe Freeze.
Yeah, so, thing was...
I want to play the newer ones. I want to play the newer games.
Yeah, initially, I had to rearrange the schedule. So let me reopen the schedule. I had to reopen the schedule, but originally the goal was to play a Donkey Kong Country game relatively soon, and that's been moved down. But yeah, that is one of the ones that I do kind of want to play. I kind of want to get into what's it called? Can't think of it off the top of my head. But there's a lot of franchises like that. I know I've talked about Thrillville. I really like the Thrillville games. They're never going to make another one of those again. So I want to play those at some point. So, a lot of... Oh, Professor Layton was like that as well. Which, that one's a while ago. But
yeah, and we
I really wanted to play
do,
Professor Layton. So, Ace Attorney is also that. I want to get into Ace Attorney.
I know Older Bro's probably going to stream the first... sorry, not first. The next Professor Layton game when it comes out.
I don't know if I'll stream it day one, but it would be one that's up there if I did.
But yeah, guys, we're probably going to do Detective Pikachu day one. We will probably end up doing that. But we still don't know who's doing Detective Pikachu Returns. Like,
Yeah.
I have it upcoming. I'll say this. If I am still not done with Spider-Man by the time we do Pikachu, Older Pro's probably going to do it, and I'll do the first Detective Pikachu game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh god, we haven't played the first Detective Pikachu
No.
game.
I have it on the list. It's relatively soon.
Which, for younger bro, means a year out.
Like, maybe around the start of next year is when we can play it. The problem is we have a lot of upcoming Pokemon stuff for gaming.
Wait, which fucking list is this on? Let's Play or Stream?
Detective Pikachu?
Yeah.
It's a Let's Play. Wait, I might have re-looked at it. It might now be on stream, so probably in games yet to be scheduled.
Let's say, because I didn't see it upcoming on either list. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I might have moved it to games yet to be scheduled because, well, I owned it, so I didn't need to buy it. I don't know. I don't remember what I put Detective Pikachu as. I could have swore it was a Let's Play. I might have changed it to a stream. Don't remember.
I will say, Rod, the movie is not representative of the game's plot. So, if you watch the movie, it is not spoiling the plot in any way.
It is not the same as the games.
The only thing that's shared is the guy's name and that Pikachu talks.
It's the
And that's
characters' names.
literally it.
The characters' names are pretty much the same.
Names and like character names and the Pikachu talking. But the plot, not the same. Half the characters in the movie are not in the game. Like, it's
Well, half the character. Well,
half
yeah.
the characters in the game are also not in the movie.
Yeah, it's
Both ways.
It's both ways.
Yeah. So, there will be no spoilers.
Yeah.
You will not. You literally can't be spoiled by watching the movie.
Yeah, guys, talk about like game series I want to get more into. I want to do Resident Evil. I want to do Mortal Kombat. I want to do Burnout especially. I want to do Senran Kagura. Older bro wants me to do Hyper Dimension.
Bullshit. That's in the next year. That's 5 years down the list.
I didn't say it was in the next year. I'm saying a series I want to get into as soon as possible.
No, I mean Detective Pikachu.
What?
That's the bottom.
What list is it on?
Let's play. That's the bottom of the list. It's near the bottom.
I think I moved it because of Pokepark.
Could be, but
And
it's
because of,
way down there now. So we're absolutely gonna play Detective Pikachu 2.
And because of Detective Pikachu 2. So guys, once Detective Pikachu 2 is done, I will move Detective Pikachu 1 up.
Yeah.
Because I was accounting for Detective Pikachu 2. I know Mystery Dungeon was coming up at some point, so I moved it down because of that too.
Yeah. There's so many Pokemon side games that we have.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if I have not Pokepark, Pokemon Ranger on the list.
I know I do. I have Pokemon Ranger. But there's streams.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Mario game as well.
I did pre-order all of those games.
Carpet, I don't know Mortal Kombat well enough, but younger bro probably does.
Yes, I did, Carpet. I was so freaking hyped for it. As soon as they revealed Omni-Man, and it's going to be J.K. Simmons, and then Homelander. I wasn't expecting Homelander at all. Peacemaker, okay, sure. I was so happy to see Quan Chi and Takeda returning. Yeah, sorry, Takeda. That's where I'm missing one. There's another one. Can't think. Yeah, it is gonna be insane. I can't wait. I did pre-order Mortal Kombat 1, guys.
Yeah, Omni-Man is a big is a big get.
That's why I was saying I want to get into Mortal Kombat, because I'm doing something special for Mortal Kombat. I'm playing every game up to Mortal Kombat 1 for the channel. And those are definitely coming soon. That way I can get to Mortal Kombat 1. Another Wooloo shiny hunt. Hi, how many eggs? I have 7,000 random encounters with Wooloo and no shiny. My first shiny Wooloo I got in 2,000 something encounters. Not egg hunting. I'm doing both wild hunting and egg hunting. That was the first one. And the second one we're on the egg hunt only. And we're up to 340 encounters exactly.
Also, hello, Soil Pino. Sorry, Pino.
Yeah, so I have one. We are getting the second one, and then we're finally moving to Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, Rod, I've never been that
early.
big into fighting games. Like, Scott Pilgrim and River City Girls are more my jam, but I'm not really into full fighters. And that's only a very recent addition to my gaming repertoire. I did used to play, like, Dragon Ball fighting games with younger bro, but, like, not that much. So, that's the closest I really get to fighting games is Dragon Ball games, and then now Scott Pilgrim River City Girls, which are more brawlers.
Like, guys, I have been into the story of Mortal Kombat for a long time, but I didn't ever play the games until I played Mortal Kombat 11 for the channel. That was the first time I played Mortal Kombat. And I've been excited to play the next games ever since. And I have... Well, I don't have to. I want to. I'm going to replay Mortal Kombat 11 because older bro was not there when I did it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Rod, same here. Those are usually more my speed.
But guys, I play everything.
Although JRPGs specifically, it depends on the JRPG, because I've never gotten into like actual Final Fantasy, but I am into like Fire Emblem, and I've been into Undertale. But I've never played the other games. And, like, so it's back and forth.
Yeah, to me, Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11 guest characters are very comparable. Like, in Mortal Kombat XL, they had a lot more than 11 did, I believe. But 11 had the Terminator, it had RoboCop, it had fucking Spawn. Like... Yeah, Mortal Kombat 9 only had, like, 2 guest characters, and I think that was Kratos for only the PlayStation version, for those who didn't know. And it also had Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Rod, Tales franchise is one that I kind of am interested in getting into, but they are so big that I don't... That's hard.
I do own one Tales game. I've never played it.
Yeah. And I have heard of Atelier...
Atelier.
Yeah, that. I keep assuming it's French and just pronouncing it Atelier. But yeah, I believe it is Atelier. So.
Yeah, I want to get into Genshin Impact more than Atelier. I can't. I pronounced it good once and then I fucked it.
I think you got it. Yeah. Actual JRPGs, not so much. RPGs, yes.
But yeah, so again, for those who don't know me, I play pretty much everything. Anything and everything, I probably play it. Doesn't matter what it is, I play it. I don't care if it's on Xbox or PlayStation, though I
like
do
games
prefer
more anime.
PlayStation.
By the way, guys, just a heads up, if any of you wanted to watch our playthrough of the weird, fucked up, what's the one game? Reflexology.
Oh, yeah, Senran Kagura.
Yeah, the Senran Kagura Reflexology. I would recommend watching that before YouTube age restricts every video.
Yeah, they're currently in the process of that.
Yeah, because people keep watching them and reporting them as unsafe for kids, and it's like, yeah, that's why we showed off the game. It's fucking disgusting.
Our channel is not for kids. We branded
it isn't.
that.
But they're like, it needs to be 18 plus instead.
But anyway, guys, even though I said Senran Kagura, Senran Kagura Reflections is not reflective of the main series games.
There's some irony there.
Well,
to be fair, it's not reflective, it's reflexive. Because it's all about reflexes.
But I've only played one of the main series games, and it's actually a reboot. And it's really good up until the final boss. I don't know what it is with me and playing new game series and not getting through the final boss. Because I had the same issue with Sly. There's a specific way you have to beat the boss. I know the way to beat the boss.
Well, you beat the final boss, the Sly. I beat the...
You helped me.
I beat
You had to help me
boss.
with one portion of that boss.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm saying I get to like phase 2 or 3 of this boss in Senran Kagura, and I can't beat it. Because it just kills me so quick, because there's no healing. There's none.
Absolutely, Rod. I've played Stardew Valley. I'm currently playing Sunhaven. Which, if you liked Stardew Valley and thought it wasn't anime enough, play Sunhaven.
I did actually play Story of Seasons a little bit, because I was born one day.
Also known as OG Harvest Moon.
So I do like Story Seasons. But I only played it because I needed a game to pass the time. Then I'm like, oh good, now I'm into Spyro games, and I'm currently binge playing Reignited Trilogy. But I've been halted because I have so much I have to do for the channel right now. I have to edit mobile series coming up. I have to edit all the TCG stuff coming up. It's a lot. And I can only do them on the weekends.
Yeah, I thought about getting an actual Story of Seasons game, but I've never done it. Not yet, at least.
I know they actually had a recent Story of Seasons game. I saw it at Walmart and thought of getting it, but I'm like, not.
Probably A Wonderful Life, I'm guessing.
Not yet. I don't remember. Yeah, when Farming Simulator first came out, I wanted to try it. I asked my cousin about it. He's like, it's so boring.
Mineral Town remake? Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Farming sims are very good if you like Animal Crossing. They're relaxation games. They're not meant to be exciting. They're meant to be like take a load off, mine some rocks, farm some crops. Just enjoy that.
Yeah, and the guest characters in Mortal Kombat 11, like I said, were RoboCop, Terminator, Spawn. There was another one. It was.
It's the Animals Crossing, yeah. Also, a game that you could play if you really like farming sims but want more JRPG stuff. Rune Factory.
There was another character that I knew in 11 that I really liked.
Have they finally released the new Rune Factory, like Rune Factory 5 or whatever? That game they kept announcing for years.
And Rambo. Rambo is in the game too. So I think they're just as memorable as Leatherface, Jason, Predator, and Xenomorph. Anyway, what were you saying? What was the question?
Did they ever release that? You're not going to know the answer. Did they ever release that Rune Factory, like, I think it was Rune Factory 5, the game they kept announcing for, like 8 years?
I don't know.
That's what I was asking it more to the audience than you. I didn't expect you to know.
God, I especially loved Terminator in 11 because when he does his sequence kill, he says, "Get over here." Get over here. And I love all of the movie references they do with them. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yes, Joker as well. Yes, Joker. So, like I
Which
said,
one?
Mortal Kombat 11.
No,
Mortal Kombat
no,
11
which,
and
which Joker?
Hmm?
DC Joker or
I think
Persona 5 Joker?
Injustice Joker.
Okay, but DC Joker, not Persona 5 Joker.
Persona 5 Joker has only guest appeared in Smash Ultimate.
Look, I'm joking here because he said Joker, and I was like, but there's 2 famous Jokers now. We need to be clear. And either one's just as likely if Terminator is in this shit.
Like, what other Joker does fatalities? Joker from DC.
The other one has a gun. Just because
He shoots himself.
Yeah, he shoots himself. I know, but it's just like, come on now, man. Don't try to sit here and tell me that's impossibly unlikely,
Like,
or doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Like, the only time they have done animated characters is when they're doing superheroes.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they don't even...
Again,
put
I
them
knew
as
what the right
cartoon.
answer was. I'm just making a joke. And you're sitting here being like, no, that's a bad joke. It doesn't make any logical sense.
Like, the only time Joker could appear in, like, the same game as Mortal Kombat characters is if they have another PlayStation All-Stars. Yes, guys, I do know about that game. I've never played it, but I do know it exists. That is the only time you could get Joker versus, like, Scorpion in the same game. And, guys, I don't think All-Stars did that well. It was a cool concept. Really cool. I liked it. It was basically...
but it's not Smash.
It was Smash for PlayStation characters, and it was awesome.
Yeah, but it wasn't Smash.
It didn't play like Smash either.
I think that's kind of the problem.
I don't like all these Smash clone those.
Yeah, but again, that's the thing.
Like,
People
even
always
Kung Fu
complain about all these
Panda
clone
did
games, but
Smash. I'm like, no, not Kung Fu Panda.
that's the problem here. It's like, I get that, like, people complain all the time about clones and being like, oh, but it's just a clone of this game. But it's like, yeah, but that game's really good. That's why they're making a clone of it, because they want to make a good game like that one.
Yeah, and the problem is they're just not going to be as good as the original.
Yeah. There are some games, though, that do that
Like,
are better than the original.
I heard All Stars Brawl is all right.
Yeah.
Like, they have a good amount of characters, and
Yeah.
The problem with All Star Brawl is they already have a sequel way too fast. Like,
Yeah.
they announced All Star Brawls 2. They have gameplay of it.
Yep.
It's going to come out this year. It was too quick. For all I know, they're rebranding All Star Brawl 1 and just calling it 2 because for Season 2.
Yeah. But yeah, like, for example, like, there are some games that are clones. Well, not exactly clones, but, like, there are other games that are that jump into a genre late and end up being better than the originals. Like, hell, Hollow Knight is one of the most acclaimed games of all time, and it's just like, hey, Metroidvanias, fuck you for not releasing enough, so I'll do it for you.
Yeah, the only other Smash clone that I know was decent was the Cartoon Network one with Batman and Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
But actually, staying on topic though, I hear that Garfield Kart was actually really good, and that's basically just a Mario Kart ripoff.
They're having Garfield in the Nickelodeon Brawl for some reason.
But I heard that game was actually decently good.
Like, why is
just weird.
Garfield going to be in the Nickelodeon Brawl and not the PlayStation Brawl?
I don't know, man.
Because
Garfield's been on, like, everything. Garfield was on Cartoon Network for a while, I think.
Yes, that's why
So
I think it would make more sense for him to be in the PlayStation one, because the DC characters are on Cartoon Network.
I mean, look, you're right, but who cares? He's not tied to any brand. He can be wherever he wants to be. He could appear in Smash if he wanted to. Even though he's not a video game character, which means he cannot. Because they must be video game first.
Yeah, so we could get, like, Dante or Mortal Kombat characters in Smash.
Yep. Hey, we got Sora in Smash. Everything's available now. The world is open. Sora was in Smash.
Like, the only other Smash clone that I enjoyed that I played was Super Smash Flash 1 and 2. And Sora was in that game. Yeah, let me know if you've heard or have played Super Smash Flash on browser, because it was a browser game. I played it with my friends through middle school. It was so much fun.
Yeah, but I'm assuming it's a Flash game, and therefore it's not available anymore.
No. It is still playable. It wasn't on the Smash browser. You could search it up through Chrome and find it.
Yeah. But if it was a Flash game, those are hard to play now.
It was just called Super Smash Flash. That was just the title of the game. It wasn't on Flash.
Well, Flash... Okay. Flash is a coding language, in quotes. It's the...
Yeah, and I'm saying that's...
So you're telling me that the game called Super Smash Flash didn't require Adobe Flash Player in any way, even though it's branded that way, which that's what you usually do when it requires Flash Player.
Not that I remember, no. You just loaded the game and it played. It didn't say, oh yeah, loading Flash.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit. It required Flash. No way on earth it didn't.
Yeah, I was just talking about that game, Carpet. Not All-Star not PlayStation All-Stars. Cartoon Network. No, not Punch Out. Multiverses. Multiverses was the DC and Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Yes, it was coded in Flash.
But anyway, there was some sites that it didn't need Flash to load. It may have been coded in Flash, but it should still be playable.
Maybe. Apparently the guy's making a completely new game that's not Smash Bros. Related.
Oh, cool.
So, but it's also still a fighter. So, who knows? Maybe you'll play that guy's unique, not in any way infringing game. Who knows?
But yeah, so PlayStation had 2 Smashes. They had All-Star Brawl. No, sorry. They had All-Stars.
Yeah, PlayStation All-Stars.
And they had Multiverses.
Well, I guess Jump Force was on everything. So that's
Jump
really
Force
not...
wasn't a Smash.
Yeah. You're right. That's just a fighter.
That was a fighter.
How about anime? I mean, we have an anime series. We're obviously into anime. You commented on our anime series, I believe, today.
I played the Dragon Ball games for the channel. I played Senran Kagura, which has an anime.
But I'm guessing you're asking what type of anime we're into?
And also Pokemon. I'm same. Right now, I'm into everything for even movies now.
But not horror.
No, even horror. Like, I'm starting to get into horror.
It's a damn miracle.
Like, I thought about going to see The Nun, but I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I think the kind of horror I'm into is Walking Dead. That's kind of about all I can handle, but I am actually getting into horror. I might even go see Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger. And I am hesitant for Freddy Krueger because I don't have a very fond memory of that movie because I actually did watch it. Yeah, Jurassic Park was technically sci-fi horror. So, in a way, I have been into a horror franchise for a long time. That's why I was excited when they were saying, oh yeah, we got a horror director for Fallen Kingdom. And I was so disappointed because they didn't do a lot of horror elements. I cannot be not mad at that. Like, Fallen Kingdom was not a bad movie. It was a disappointment to me.
Chill and cutesy stuff. That's fair. I mean, there's a lot of slice of life shows that I've enjoyed, so I'm definitely into those.
Yes, thank you, Rod. I'm the same way with anime. I do prefer slices of life and fighters because of Dragon Ball.
A few romances. I'm into quite a few romances.
I count romances as also
comedy.
Slice of life.
They are not.
I don't care.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, a lot of comedies, a lot of slice of life, a lot of romance. I'm trying to get into more adventure shows right now.
Yeah, like, we watched JoJo, we watched Fist of the North Star. I want to watch Afro Samurai. Like, I'm starting to get into that.
I think I have Classroom of the Elite. Or not Classroom of the Elite. Assassination Classroom up on the list of things to watch.
I know Jujutsu Kaisen
on the list.
But guys, I'm not really
Hiroaka.
excited about Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, I know people like it, but I'm mixed on it.
Yeah. I'm very excited about it.
Like, I wasn't excited about it when they did a crossover on Fortnite.
Yeah. I am happy that I went to that movie though. Like it was something that I heard that you don't need to have any knowledge outside of this movie to go watch it, and I'm like, and I watched it and I can thoroughly say yes, you did not need any knowledge of the show. There was a lot of cameos apparently, but you didn't need to know about them.
When they did a crossover with Jujutsu Kaisen, they didn't even get that one chick from Jujutsu Kaisen 0 on Fortnite. They didn't get the green hair chick.
Well, Rod, that's the thing. If you're not into Dragon Ball Z, OG Dragon Ball is not going to remind you of that. Those are two completely different shows. Yeah, OG Dragon Ball is an adventure show, first and foremost, with fighting elements. Dragon Ball Z is a fighting show with adventure elements.
Yeah, people start with Dragon Ball Z and they're like, okay, let's rewatch the original. Where's the screaming?
There isn't. It's a different show entirely. And that's why you either like OG Dragon Ball or you like Dragon Ball Z. And you can like both, but there's always going to be one you're like, this is the better of the two. Because they're two different kinds of shows entirely.
I'll give it this. Z has a better story. But OG Dragon Ball had a better intro. Like, they had the sparking intro for Z, and then you had Find the Dragon Balls. Look,
yeah.
I say that.
Feet by feet are falling under your
that's
spell.
GT.
That is GT, which is also a very good intro. I enjoyed that one. I know a lot of people didn't like Grand Tour.
Grand Tour sucked.
Yeah. I thought Grand Tour was fine, but I wholly admit that the GT remake song was better.
Oh my god, it was so much better.
Yeah, it is better. But yeah, no, the original Dragon Ball, Find the Dragon Balls, great. So yeah, Rod, I would thoroughly say it is very possible you will watch original Dragon Ball and love it, and watch Dragon Ball Z and hate it. And that is normal. It is not abnormal for you to feel that way.
Yeah, but people, when they start watching Dragon Ball, usually start with Z and not original.
Yeah.
They usually watch original next and then GT, which is what I did.
Yeah, and I wouldn't recommend that. It's probably better if you want to it's probably better for the franchise as a whole because Dragon Ball is an outlier, but I think it's better to start with original Dragon Ball because you get an experience of what you lost in Z.
I'll say this, the intros in Super, the best one is for the Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
Because it was a fast-paced action with a really, really decent song. Dana, 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 dana. And the first intro from Battle of Gods through Resurrection of F, it was alright, but it paled in comparison to the intro for the Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the Tournament of Power was so good, somebody on YouTube did a parody intro for the Frieza Saga, and I'm like, oh my god, it's just as good. It's just as impactful as when I first saw the intro the first time for the Tournament of Power.
So somehow it has only been an hour and 45.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's possible. Like, we have been talking for quite a while, and it feels like it should be way longer.
But yeah, having a solid intro for your anime really grabs
yeah, it really
attention.
Does. People don't... This isn't as big a thing anymore, but people forget that there are a lot of people now that didn't grow up in the 90s. A lot of people don't see anime on TV anymore. They see it on streaming platforms. So they don't have that experience of like, oh, I'm flipping through channels and I see the intro. And that intro grabbing you and being like, yes, this is the next thing I should watch. It's like, that's not really a thing that people understand anymore. That Dragon Ball, that's the reason Dragon Ball still does that. It's because they did that in the 90s, and people are used to it and expect it, and so they still do it.
I mean, another show that had a comparable intro as well was Fist of the North Star. They have really, really excellent intros.
Yeah, and that was an older show.
Yeah.
So it's like...
I didn't even grow up in the 90s, guys, and I know the intro grabs your attention. Like, you have to have a solid intro for your anime. Like, Satan Academy.
Intros are still important, even nowadays.
Like, for Satan Academy. Doom, bum, bum, doom, bum, bum. It's like a Sahara drumming song.
Yeah.
Like, it's African drums being played. I'm like, oh my god, yes, it sounds so good.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on Satan Academy Season 2.
It's that show that I desperately wanted to hate it, and it was not
It was so
hateable.
fucking good.
It was... Satan Academy, to me, is the opposite of Magical Senpai. I thought that I was going to enjoy Magical Senpai,
and then was
because it's like, oh, it's magic card tricks. Cool, this will be fun. Like, it may be, like, slightly brainless, but it'll be fun. Nope, it's just brainless. Nothing fun about it. It's stupid. Then you get Satan Academy, the show where it's like, oh, haha, they made all the guys animals, and they made the girls, basically furries. Haha, I get it, it's gonna be shit. Yeah, that's Kimono Friends. Or not, well, you like Kimono Friends. Same thing. It's like, oh, haha, it's gonna be shit. And then you watch it and you're like, actually, this is a really good show, and it did not deserve to be a good show. This should have been bad. Why isn't it bad?
And Kimono Friends has a really good story, and yeah. I also thought it was going to be bad, and it's not.
I hear that Season 2 of Kimono Friends was not as good.
Kimono Friends is a game, not an anime.
Oh, honey. Kimono Friends is an anime that got a game.
I don't think it's the same.
No, it's the same. It's a 3D digital anime. Girls are the
Wasn't
animals.
the Kimono Friends anime about some girls in a park and they were all chibi?
Yes.
That's not what this game is.
Then it is not Kimono Friends.
It is Kimono Friends Kingdom, not...
Then it's not really Kimono Friends.
No. It is... It's not.
Yeah. On it, then it is a plague upon the name Kimono Friends. Unacceptable.
Also, they do the Steven Universe thing where everybody's referred to as she, even though you pick male.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Like they do not change the dialogue because they were too lazy to put he in the other version.
Well, Rod, I hope that you keep track of that one, because there is so much bad harem romance anime that you're not gonna find You're not gonna run out of those. I would desperately tell you to avoid what's the one? Shoot, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Give me a second. I'll remember it.
I don't know Camp Fear because, guys, I don't. Until the channel, I didn't get into a lot of anime.
Let me switch to...
And it's not because I didn't want to get into anime, I just didn't have time for anime. Or shows. Like, even shows, I couldn't even get into shows.
What's the name of that?
Rod says he's not big in the harem.
Good. Shoot, I can't think of the show's name now. I'm annoyed.
I still think Monster Musume is one of the best harems out there.
Monster Musume is pretty good, but I keep wanting to say My Sister, My Writer, and that's not the show. That's not the one I'm thinking of. It's shoot. I've lost it. Let's see. Harem anime. Oh, Rent a Girlfriend. That's all I had to. I just had to type harem anime, and suddenly I'm like, that one.
I should have asked you to describe it because I know about that anime.
So I wouldn't watch Rent a Girlfriend.
Okay, so you did see Monster Musume.
Okay, Rod. I need clarification. What do you mean by you watched Monster Musume? Did you watch the
censored
Japanese version or the American version? Because those are not the same thing.
I mean, both were still the same anime and both were still good.
Yes, but one is censored and one's uncensored. So, which did he watch? That is a key difference. If I ever do the show that I really want to do, it was the dub. Okay, so you watched the uncensored version. High School DxD. What's the one high school? It's not High School the Dad, I don't think.
Interviews with Monster Girls.
No, it's the one where they had the famous shot where somebody shot a bullet through the girl's boobs.
That was a zombie.
Yeah.
Anime, but I don't remember.
Is that High School the Dad?
It's not Hunter x Hunter. That's a fighting anime, right? Pretty sure. And I know that shot. Like, I've seen it.
I think that's High School the Dad. I actually heavily recommend High School the Dad. It is stupid, but great. Very...
Most famous shot in the fucking anime.
It really is. It probably is one of the most famous shots in all of anime is bullet fired between boob. Like, it's like, and not the way you think. It's the other way.
It is. It's such an interesting shot.
It's like, what the fuck?
It's like, that can happen?
No, it cannot. But yeah. One of the things that I would guess, Rod, a lot of people who are familiar with Rent a Girlfriend and very into harem romances, a lot of people that like are really into harem romances don't like it because
no one ever gets with the main character.
Not even that. That's normal. It's normal to not get with the main character in a harem romance. But the thing about Rent a Girlfriend is it was surgically engineered to never progress anything. It was a show designed to never have any progression and any fulfillment. It is meant to be a perpetual infinite anime that the guy never gets with anyone and the show keeps happening.
It's basically Tinder but an anime.
I'm not sure if that's an accurate comparison or not, but
how else would you describe it?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. But So a lot of people that are really into harem romances are hating it because it has no satisfying, fulfilling storyline. And there's never going to be one. So I get why people don't like it. Then again, I always have controversial opinions. I, for one, watched... well, okay, one of the controversial opinions I don't have is I really like Trinity 7. Very good.
So good.
Harem show. Yeah, I think that's probably a better way to describe it. Is a lot of hardcore harem fans are very bored of Rent-A-Girlfriend and then got really pissed when they realized they were never going to be anything but bored with it. So it's less they hate it and more just they're perpetually and increasingly more and more bored with it.
Oh, did you hear about the new anime that's out? And it's actually kind of interesting. So, I think it's an isekai, almost. So, the guy gets turned into a vending machine and goes to an
I have
alternate-
heard of vending machine.
Yeah. I've seen the one...
There were like 2 different shows I thought you could be talking about, and as soon as you said vending machine, I'm like, yes! I know about vending machine. 3 people have brought it up to me. Here's the thing. I've heard from people, and apparently it's not actually that bad.
No, it's
Like,
not. I've seen
it
clips.
should be, but it's not that bad.
Good. How is it good?
Yeah. Yeah, the thing with that guy is he's kind of just an asshole. Like, here's the thing about most harem anime. Most harem anime, the main character is bland.
Oblivious.
He's oblivious and bland. He is meant to be a you stand-in. So he's meant to be stupid, never notice anything, and somebody that you could identify with. Rent-A-Girlfriend is not supposed to be identified with. You are not supposed to be the main character of Rent-A-Girlfriend. He is a defined character. He's an asshole. He is the worst person possible. Like, that's... And I'm not even joking. That is how he is defined by the show. He literally... Let me try to describe the show to you. Because the point of Rent-A-Girlfriend is...
I've seen clips.
I know, but I'm just going to describe it anyways for the audience and you. In Rent-A-Girlfriend, main character rents a girlfriend.
Yep.
That's a service that is offered in Japan, in the real world too. He partakes of that service. He then gets pissed at her for not... He gets pissed at her.
Is it the black hair girlfriend?
The main girl, yeah.
Yes.
The main girl. He gets pissed at her for not knowing about, like, fish facts or something. So he gives a negative review on her services.
Oh, yeah,
So for
I've
the
seen
next
that.
date,
I've seen
she
it.
studies fish facts and goes to an aquarium. And he's still annoyed with her.
That I didn't know.
He is still pissed off at her. So then he decides at some point later that when she goes off on other dates, he's going to get pissed off at her for going on other dates with other guys. Despite the fact that that's her job.
Too. I seen that too.
That's the thing. And the only reason this show exists is because her grandmother sees them together.
And it's like, ship it.
And so they have to be a couple because Granny's death wish is that she gets a nice guy, basically. And so it's literally, if they don't get married, Granny dies unfulfilled. And that's the whole reason the plot happens. Is only because of the dying wish of an old woman. And there's no other progress. And he continues to be shitty to her even when they're dating. Like, he's just a terrible person. That's the problem. He's just awful. Like, it's just like, please do not treat service women in that industry terribly. Which is like, thanks for the facts on the show. Look, I do try, but yeah, it's, I would avoid it. It's not a great show. There are a lot of better harem anime. Trinity 7 is a better harem anime. Monster Musume is a better harem anime.
I don't even know if ReZero would fall into that category.
ReZero is not a harem. He only has eyes for one girl. Despite other girls potentially having eyes for him, and that's actually only like one girl one time. And one of those was a guy.
Kind of.
One of the people in that is a guy.
3 characters, actually.
Yeah, but one of those characters is a guy, as a reminder.
Yes.
One of them is a chibi
it
underage
was so
girl.
Good. It was so good.
One girl is a chibi underage girl, and can't count. And yeah, and then there's a few others.
I mean, do we ever find out the age of?
I'm actually not sure. I still want to say she's a familiar. But
also, I don't think I said this during the anime.
Yeah.
So, girl who wants to kill off the nobility.
Yeah.
Her.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if she is a reference to one of the Hatsune Miku songs, and it's not Hatsune Miku. It's a Kagame Ren song.
I don't know.
And that's called Daughter of Evil. And her outfit looks very similar to the one.
Well, did that
Ren
song come out before
wearing.
or after?
Hmm?
Did that come out before or after that show?
Before. Long before.
Oh, could be either way.
Like,
I could see it.
I think that song was in one of the first Hatsune Miku games.
I have seen The Devil's a Part-Timer, but not Season 2. That show is just fucking weird.
I want to see Devil's a Part-Timer.
Devil's a Part-Timer is like a decent show. It's just weird. Because it's literally just, it is what it says. It's the devil dies, and he becomes a McDonald's worker.
Yes,
it's
just,
just
so
It's
weird.
just like, and the hero shows up and just like, you're the devil. I should fight you. And it's just like,
nah.
But I'm not evil anymore. I'm a McDonald's worker. And it's just like, what the fuck?
But you're unholy. And he's like, yeah.
I'm a McDonald's worker. Of course I'm unholy. Do you know what's in this shit? Do you want a burger or not?
He's ordering just to talk to the devil.
I don't think that line's in the show, but yeah, it's just like, it's not bad.
Oh God, that's good.
Why do people like Madoka Magic? Okay, hold on. So I can answer this question.
Oh God,
I can answer this question. So Rod, let me take you back in time to the history of anime. So when magical girls first came out, they were all normal magical girls.
They were Sailor Moon.
They were all like Sailor Moon. They were all like Cardcaptor Sakura. They're all shows about young girl gets a familiar, and that familiar gives her magical powers, and then they go save the world. And it's all nice and cute and cool. Around the time of Madoka Magica, shows started doing something called, I can't think of the name, but it's,
Rated R.
No, there's a term for it where it's like, it's flipping the script on its head and showing, like, the worst version of something. There's a name for it, and I can't think of what it is.
It's ReZero.
Sort of, but no. I guess that could fit in there. But, deconstruction. So, deconstruction anime started becoming a big thing. So, a deconstruction says, let me take all the elements that normally would make up the show and then do it in a completely different way that you're not expecting. Thus, Madoka Magica. Madoka Magica was a huge deal because it was the first magical girl deconstruction, where it said, what if the magical familiar actually has ulterior motives and wants to kill you? And then after that, it became super popular because Homura really wants to fuck main girl.
Yeah, guys.
And that's not subtext, by the way, guys. The show explicitly states that Homura is in love with Madoka at the end of the third movie.
Yeah, and if it's any consolation, guys, Madoka Magica was my first magical girl show that I watched.
Yeah, you can start with the deconstruction. It's fine. But yeah, that's kind of the big reason, was it's the first show to portray, but what if all the magical stuff is not sunshine and rainbows and some of it's fucked up?
And I think that show gave rise to ReZero.
ReZero is also sort of a deconstruction.
It's
not exactly.
It's not that gory.
I was gonna say, it's not exactly a deconstruction of isekais, but it's kind of that same thing where, what if it was an isekai, but
and we punished the main character.
And we punished the main character to death and back again, over and over again. So, not quite a deconstruction, but it fits in that deconstruction kind of side of things.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, guys, like...
I'm really looking forward to the new Madoka Magica project. I really want that fourth damn movie/TV show.
So am I, and I'm more fine with it now because it's not as gory, but it still has consequences.
Yeah.
And guys, I don't like the feeling of consequences in anime. I hate it. That's why
Younger Bro's not gonna like
1 point for ReZero, even though I think it's a 10 out of 10 show. I still rated it a 9.
Younger Bro's really not gonna like it when we watch Made in Abyss.
I at least know of that show. Yeah, the only other magical girl shows I know about is Magical Senpai and Sailor Moon. Those are the only
and I will say,
Magical
Senpai is explicitly not a magical girl. It's not magic. It's literally card tricks.
Yeah, and I want more anime like that.
Yeah, and it sounds cool. It's not cool.
And then they
all
fucked
very
it.
bad puns.
They fucked it.
The best part of that show was that they slapped the sister ship character and apologized for her. That was the best part of the show. Was apologizing for putting a sister ship character in the show. Yeah, Rod, it's I think I'm gonna really be interested in Made in Abyss, but I know it's gonna be a hard watch. Yeah, I've heard about Zombieland Saga. I've not seen it, but yeah.
There's only 2 zombie anime I know about, and that's High School of the Dead and the one older bro introduced me. The funny thing, guys, is he's like, okay, I want you to see this clip, and I want you to tell me what kind of show this is. As soon as the first second
come on.
I said it's zombie. And older bro was so fucking pissed off at me.
There's no way you could have seen School Days and seen the first damn clip and been like, zombie.
I did. You did do that, and I did do that. Like,
Rod,
you showed me the first episode, and you asked me, okay, name what kind of show this is going to be. And literally the first scene, the first second, I said it's zombie.
Yeah.
Just and you didn't say anything,
and I was just like, that's bullshit. Yeah. And I was pissed off then, and I'm still pissed off now. Nothing about that first shot indicated it was zombie. Like, that is bullshit.
The reason I knew it was zombie is because of the art style. The art style gave it away immediately.
But here's the thing. So, here's the thing, Rod. That question is actually a lot more complicated than you think it'd be. And it's even more complicated than I think Carpet's making it out to be. The problem with SAO is the reason people have mixed opinions on SAO. Like, Magical Senpai is very easy. Magical Senpai is a 5 out of 10 show. It is boring as fuck.
However,
it is average.
It's bad for us because we rated the show the same. We both rated...
No, hold on, because I can answer that. We rated both shows at 5 out of 10. That is true. But Magical Senpai,
SAO.
Magical Senpai was always a 5 out of 10 show pretty much throughout its entire airing.
And I think SAO gets better.
Hold on. Magical Senpai, 5 out of 10. Easy. It is an average show. The jokes sometimes are funny, but very rarely and in very small amounts. And most of the time, it's just a very average, boring show. Has no surprises to it. The problem with SAO is that SAO sometimes is good, and sometimes is terrible. And more importantly than that, SAO is polarizing because the audience has a different expectation of it than the creator did. And I guess some of the audience also still likes the way the SAO turned out. But what people thought SAO was an action show with a romance in it. What it was a romance show with some action in it. And so if you go into SAO expecting an action show, you will be hugely upset because it wasn't. There was very little action in it. It was boring as fuck.
Yeah,
if you go in expecting a romance, it's more okay.
What I was disappointed with is they already got the main character with main girl. That's what I was disappointed with.
Your disappointment is that the romance actually concluded? Like,
because I think it was too fast. Like,
yeah, that's the thing, Rod. I enjoyed SAO when I first watched it. I watched SAO as one of like my first 5 anime. I enjoyed it as a kid. And I do mean kid, like 14. Like, or something.
Like, main character was married by, like, what, the 5th episode?
Something like, it's not, I don't think it's 5, but something like that. It's pretty early. But yeah, I can absolutely understand.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that if you were wanting an action show, it was disappointing, and in fact, like, fundamentally failed. If you were watching it as a romance show, it's fine, but it's still badly paced.
Also, it was
And then the second arc happens where they literally... Yeah. I'm sorry, but the tentacle groping scene and the, like, actual tearing off of Asuna's clothes in the second arc is...
Oh, that was hard to watch.
Is just objectively disgusting. Like, that ruins the show immediately. Just the fact that the artists and show writers felt the need to put those scenes in unnecessarily is disgusting.
Also, I rooted for the shopkeeper.
The shopkeeper's great!
Like,
and to think that I wanted to have sex with you.
Yeah, I only know about that because
of the bridge.
The bridge.
Yeah. Wait, that was on the table?
So, the other character, I know she exists, is the sniper. I don't know who she is. For all I know, she's the sister in another game.
The sniper? No, completely new character. So hold on to that. Before getting into that, I want to say, by 3 seasons, you mean the first 2 arcs, and then the second 2 arcs, and then the newer one. Because I haven't seen the 3rd season, I don't think. I saw up to the girl. I saw up to Asuna's arc. I'll say. And I think that's arc 4.
Yeah, guys.
Which is season 2.
Before I watched SAO for the channel, I accidentally...
started with season 2.
I accidentally started with season 2. I was going to get into SAO because people were telling me to watch it. I was trying to get into it, watch season 2, episode 1 fully on accident. Didn't know.
I haven't seen Alicization yet, so I can't judge that one. But I did see all of season 2.
So
I will say, no, that is a new character, not the sister. The sister shows up later, again.
Yeah, I hear the sniper is one of the best characters in SAO.
Let's say it this way. That game is one of the best games in SAO, and that's why they made a different studio actually made a new anime in that game in SAO without the SAO characters.
Wow.
Like, they literally took the game and made a completely new show out of it.
That's
and apparently
how good
I hear it was that good.
That's how good it was.
SAO Alternative, Gun Gale Online.
Guys, even I was on the sniper train because in Gary's mod, that's who I was playing as. I was at first playing as the sniper. Then when I recorded Gary's mod for the channel, I switched over to being Kana. Because around the time I was getting into Dragon Maid and we were reviewing it, 400 encounters. So I played Kana, and that's why Ultra Instinct Kitty-chan exists.
Yeah, Rod, I'll admit that I can't watch the original anymore because the abridged is, like, I just consider that a better show than the original. Like, it fixes so many of the plot holes in the show. The main guy didn't just fucking do it because he forgot. That's the thing that pisses me off the most. The main guy doesn't remember why he made a death game. He forgot. Beaufry is great.
Alicization.
Absolutely love Beaufry.
The 3rd season was Alicization.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Alicization is 3rd season. We haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
Then why did we watch 25 episodes when we first watched SAO? I thought Arc 1, Arc 2...
Arc 1 and Arc 2 are both Season 1.
Season 1. I thought the next one is...
Season 2 is Sniper Girl.
Sniper.
And then Asana's arc, where Kirito basically doesn't show up in the arc. And then Season 3 is one arc, because they fixed that. So now it's all one arc for the whole season, and it's Alicization.
Okay. Soul Eater, we have it on the list.
Is Soul Eater the one with the scythes?
I don't remember. The other animes similar to Soul Eater, I want to get into Demon Slayer and...
Maybe I'm thinking of Demon Slayer.
What's the other one? There's another one like Demon Slayer.
No, Soul Eater is the one I'm thinking of. That's the scythes. Yeah, I think it looks interesting. I'm interested in it.
7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins is the other one I want to get into.
Yeah. I've heard mixed things on 7 Deadly Sins. I started watching it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I hear that it becomes worse the longer you go.
Well, then it's obvious. I'm immortal, so I can't die.
So I'm interested in seeing how that ends, because I never finished it.
I want to watch 7 Deadly Sins because of that guy.
Yeah.
But guys, we haven't redone my list yet, but the top 3 anime I want to see is number 1 for me right now is what is it called again? My Best Friend. I think it's called My Best Friend. I didn't put it on the list yet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, guys, I think we talked about it once during the update video, but we did completely redo how we do anime now.
I have to literally look it up in my watch later list because I can't apparently search My Best Friend anime because it gives me a bunch of different fucking clips.
Oh, yeah, it's going to. But yeah, we completely redid how we're doing anime. So,
sorry,
the way
guys,
we're doing
I'm
it now
struggling.
is...
there it is.
What is that, 20?
My Clueless Friend. My Clueless Friend is number 1 on my list right now.
Yeah. So the way we're doing it now... Oh, War of the Underworld. I heard about War of the Underworld. I'm waiting for them to do SAO Progressive, the anime. I'm waiting for that. Because I think that's going to be... I'm really hopeful that that's actually going to be a much better show than original SAO.
The other anime I want to get into is... Okay, guys, I'm going to struggle to pronounce this. Kamikatsu Working for God in a Godless World. That's my second one I want to get into. And third is whatever Miss Beelzebub wants.
Beelzebub.
Or likes. Whatever Miss Beelzebub likes. If I can do one more, it would be The Helpful Fox.
Oh, Senko-san, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry guys, I'm trying to sort something.
Godless World is Even though it's very, very ecchi and cringy, I want to watch it so bad because of one fucking character.
Yeah.
And it's... I'm just going to call her God. It is God. Like, God in that anime is one of the best versions of God I have ever seen in any anime or any show.
Yeah.
Like, the only one who could rival her maybe be Morgan Freeman from that one movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys. So to go over how we changed our anime. So originally, the way we did anime, which I'm gonna explain this. It's gonna sound insane. We originally picked out about 20 anime each, and I made a list of the next 50 anime we would be doing. And then I'd redo it every 5 anime. Now, if you think that sounds stupid, that's because it was. It was an unnecessarily obtuse amount of work, so I don't do that anymore. Now the way we handle it is each one of us gives... I think it's
like
8.
15 shows.
I think we each give a list of about 8 shows. Or no, we give a list of 9 shows. And then I also list out all the season 2s. And what I do is I don't actually take even all the 9 shows. I think I take like the top 7 or 8. I sprinkle in a couple extra shows for some variety, and then sprinkle in some season 2s. And so that makes up a list of 20. And then when we do the next list, if I have any shows I want to sprinkle in, or any of the season 2s, I pull them from the previous list.
Yeah, guys, if an anime we enjoy that much has a season 2, we might just immediately go into the season 2 depending on what anime it is.
Yeah.
Like for Dragon Ball, we can't do that for.
Yeah, there are a few shows that we'll do that we won't do that for, but those are like extremely long-running shows. Fist of the North Star was one of them. We actually didn't have the rule back then that we do season 2s right after.
Well,
so that
Fist of the North Star, they had...
a lot.
No. Fist of the North Star, I don't know if we can really do it by arc because there's not really arcs necessarily.
I mean, there's sort of arcs.
There's sort of, but they had extremely long seasons. Like, guys, season 2 was nearly 50, 70 episodes.
Yeah, so...
That's why I never got through it.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't have time to watch them all.
So, anyways, but that aside, so... Yeah, we completely redid how we did anime. We also added in... I think I said originally we had, like... Let me see if I can count.
Apparently, yeah. When that guy was saying everybody's doing Wooloo right now, I'm like, really? When I was talking to the shopkeepers, they were saying, "Oh yeah, a lot of people are doing Sword and Shield streams right now." I'm like, interesting. Didn't know that Sword and Shield's coming back. Who knows? Maybe they'll reprint Sword and Shield base set 1 for TCG because of the popularity of Sword and Shield that's out right now. But that might be wishful thinking.
So yeah, originally, guys, I sorted the anime. I actually do quite a bit of work for anime. When I do them for the list, I sort every anime that we have planned up to... I currently have like 138 anime on our list. I have 5 different sites that I pull data from, and I sort them by 12 different categories. Because I do want to make it as varied as possible. So we want to give you guys a variety of shows. So, yeah, I have 12 different anime categories that I sort by. And, like, I'll say, the list that we came up with for the next 5 is actually a lot more varied than it would have been in the past. But it is a lot of work. So, yeah, I'm going to be very interested in seeing how the next sort goes once we're done with these 5 anime.
Yeah, like, guys, Satan Academy and We Never Learn were top of my list for a long time.
Yeah. And we did, that was another thing we changed, where we did sort by when I started giving younger bro, like, here's the list. We're putting them, I don't, younger bro does. He puts them in, like, this is the order I'd like them in. So I kind of build the list around younger bro's order, where I'm like, put these shows here. I sort of switch, I sometimes flip a couple of them if I literally can't avoid it.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't explain that to older bro well enough when we first organized.
Yeah, because what I requested was, I requested
wanted a list of
the
anime.
10 shows you want to see, and you were like, in this order, and I did not know you wanted them in that order, so I was just like, yes, I gave you the 10 shows you wanted, and I put them in an order, and you're like, no, that order, and it's like, oh. So I don't do that. I just look for shows I want to see, and I don't really care if it's what order they're in.
Yeah, because me personally, there are just shows I want to see more than others right now.
Yeah.
And one of the only animes that doesn't include on any of the lists that I've made is Attack on Titan. I really do not want to see Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
I know
younger
it's
bro doesn't like
popular.
gore/vor, and Attack on Titan kind of fits in that.
I know it's popular. I like the characters.
He doesn't want them to die.
I just don't want to... Exactly. And also, I wasn't too big of a fan when they made it live action already, because I was like, they probably did what Dragon Ball Evolution did. And that's talking from someone who actually thought Dragon Ball Evolution was okay, but it wasn't Dragon Ball.
That's fair. But yeah, Spy Family, I'm very interested in. Like, it sounds really fun. I saw the Spy Family anime when I was at Walmart recently, and I considered getting it. Like
Same.
the manga.
I
like,
saw
like
it
not
as
the anime,
the manga,
the manga.
and I saw it as the anime.
Yeah. So I did consider getting it. I did not.
All of Super was in front of me, and I thought about getting it, but I got Planet of the Apes and Fantastic Beasts instead. I was gonna also get the Terminator movies, but I couldn't find the collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a $35, $40 collection. When it first came out, I wanted it, but when it came out, I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
So I didn't get it. Technically, the first thing I ever did was anime related. I played Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. Didn't know what it was or anything. I just told my father, hey, go get me a new video game series that I've never seen before. He brought that game home. He's like, okay, check this out. And when I played it, I had no idea it even had an anime until I met older bro. And then older bro got me into the anime, and that was the first anime I ever watched, technically. Okay. In actuality, the first anime I ever watched was Pokemon. I watched that as a kid when I was like 4 or 5 years old. But when I started to develop my brain and stuff like that and got into anime, Dragon Ball Z was the first one.
I was gonna say, I think my first anime was probably something at my grandmother's watching Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know if my first anime was Hamtaro. It had to have been pretty high up there in my first anime. Dragon Ball was also an anime I saw a lot of. One Piece I saw a lot of as a kid.
Yeah,
so
not Boomerang, but Cartoon Network, old Cartoon Network.
Old Cartoon Network started the
those.
Saturday, Sunday day. They had anime at the top of the hour, along with normal, because they had like Hamtaro alongside normal shows. So
yeah, so I watched as a kid. The animes I watched was Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Bakugan.
Yeah, but I did also watch Pokemon, so that would have been
and Naruto. I didn't see One Piece.
Yeah.
I saw the intro for One Piece, but as soon as it came on, I just didn't watch it.
So I probably Hamtaro is pretty high up there. I watched Pokemon, Did not watch Digimon.
Oh, I watched Digimon too, along with
Yeah.
all the rest.
Watched Yu-Gi-Oh, watched Naruto, watched One Piece. And watched Totally Spies. And Teen Titans.
Was Totally Spies an anime?
Teen Titans was made Totally Spies was made in France. But it was designed by a studio trying to make it an anime. So, it depends on if you want to say a French studio trying to make anime counts as an anime.
And what was the other one you said?
Teen Titans, which was an American studio trying to make an anime.
Yeah. I mean, DC is actually having an anime now. Did you hear about Suicide Squad Isekai?
No.
Yeah, they are doing a Suicide Squad Isekai special cartoon show. Don't really know what it is. It's just Suicide Squad gets Isekai'd along with Joker.
So,
it'd be interesting if they get Isekai'd into the Mortal Kombat world. They start on Outworld.
mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Oh, I will say, guys, another show that I did watch as a kid that was an anime, and I do not remember a single thing about it, was a show called Bo 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 Bo. And that is how you pronounce that title.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it is insane. I have no memory of it other than that I watched it. So, yeah, that's about when I was coming into anime, was when that show was airing on Cartoon Network.
But yeah, when I got really into anime was in my high school years, guys. I did not really watch anime as a kid.
Yeah, I did in like my teens. Well, I think it was before teens, slightly before teens. Watch Toonami on Cartoon Network, so I would stay up late to watch that. That was fun.
The only things I was interested in Toonami was Dragon Ball Kai.
Yeah. So you watched Pokemon, Doraemon, and Pokemon. Sorry, Ghost Pokemon.
Wait, Yokai? How old is Yokai Watch?
New.
About to say.
Yeah. Doraemon's very old. It's been going for a long time, if I remember correctly. Pokemon is, 90s. And Yokai Watch is like last 15 years or less. I think it's actually closer to like 10 years.
I was interested in the games, guys. I just never got around to playing it or watching the anime. I was even less interested in the anime. I just wanted to play the games. I guess if I watched the anime, I could probably pronounce the characters better. Yeah, so we will play Yokai Watch one of these days.
One day. I mean, I have other Pokemon clones on the channel as well, or like on the list.
Yeah, I think those are gonna be waiting a while because for me right now, I'm getting really interested in Mortal Kombat, and I'm getting interested in actually Sonic. I'm thinking of doing the worst thing possible and playing Sonic Boom series.
I'll say that's not that bad.
First game.
Just play it on the, what was it, the Wii U? I think that was the better version.
That is the plan. Like, guys, for those who don't know, if a game is on a console but it was also on like a handheld platform, we usually do the console one because it is harder to record the DS version. And here's the thing about Sonic Boom. I believe they are not the same game. I'm pretty sure they are different games.
Well, I think they had two different I think the first game appeared on both, but they did have a sequel on handheld.
They did have a sequel on only handheld.
Yeah.
And they had a third game. But no one really knows about the third game because I don't think they called it Sonic Boom 3. They called it Sonic Boom something else. But I am getting interested in Sonic games because of the new Sonic game coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I want to... I kind of want to do, like, a Sonic... craze as well, like something similar to what I'm doing with Mortal Kombat, but I don't know what Sonic games I want to play just yet.
Yeah, Rod, I've just never been able to play the Sonic games. Not because I haven't tried. I just literally cannot play the 2D Sonic games. I cannot complete them. I literally am not capable of doing the platforming in those games.
I don't even know if you're able to do in 3D either.
Honestly, I think that, again, here's the thing where I make myself hated by the entire Sonic community. Sonic 06 was not that bad of a game, and I think the platforming in that game was actually easier than in normal Sonic games.
And Sonic Unleashed. Specifically PS3 version.
Yeah. Sonic 06 was easier to play than Sonic Unleashed.
Sonic Unleashed on the PlayStation has so much better platforming. And also, it's a completely different game. That's why I'm playing the PS2 version.
Yeah, I do tend to prefer Mario. I like the Sonic's character. I really love Silver. Like, he's such a great character. I own a It's No Use shirt, which pisses off my friend.
Again, what was funny about when we battled Silver, he was such an easy boss.
Yeah, I mean, we died in the stereotypical way of running up to him, but as soon as you realize, like, oh, I don't run up to him, he becomes trivial. Because it's just like, yeah, don't run up to him and get killed like a dipshit. And it's not a hard fight.
Like, when I first played
Sonic, run around and throw shit at him, and he loses.
When I first played Sonic 06, I had the same experience as you, where I beat him so easily. I'm like, so I thought this was supposed to be no use. And yet, I just beat you so easily. What got me pissed off at the game was the platforming. And all the bullshit that we experienced during the Sonic 06 playthrough.
But honestly, Sonic Unleashed's big problem was just that final level in that version alone.
Yeah, the Sonic Unleashed final level break actually gives you a fucking break. And is chopped up into different levels instead of one massive level.
Which we weren't even that far away from the end, I don't think. We actually were pretty close.
We were more than halfway through.
It was just, once I died at that point, I'm just like, no.
And then I gave it a try. I made it up to that point once. Actually, no. Did I even make it there? I don't think I did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it was so fucking bad. We were both frustrated with the game. If you want to see our frustration, go check out the series. Like, there's a reason we quit it, and it was the first game that we abandoned, I believe. Wasn't that the first game we ever could not complete?
Let me see.
Then after that was SpongeBob, and then Poppy Playtime. Chapter 2.
That sounds right. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, guys, so there are 3 series that we have never finished.
And at least one of those we will never finish. One of them we're playing a completely different version of to finish. But it won't be the same game, technically. Now, Rod, you played it on the it's all one level version, or the it's broken up into multiple levels
Which version did you play? Did you play it on the PS2, or did you play it on the Xbox or PlayStation 3?
Or the Wii. Because you can play that on the Wii, couldn't you?
The Wii is the same as the PS2 version.
Yeah. So it's the bad.
No, it's the
It's the
better
good
one. The Wii and the PS2 versions had the hub world. Not the hub world. The map. The map level. And the Xbox 360.
Xbox 360 version, heck yeah. I mean, good for you, man.
Hire him as middle bro.
That is not the only job qualification.
But yeah, the PS2 version is so much better. The bosses are the same, but the levels are different. Because I was weirded out by a couple of the levels in we played the PS3 version.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, why aren't the levels the same?
Yeah, this is why I tried to warn you at the beginning. Like, I even mentioned is like, you sure you want to play on that version? I hear that they're not the same, and one's worse. But I couldn't remember which one was worse.
But guys, we always start with the newest version first, and then we
this
do
is
older.
actually what caused us to look at the games and figure out if there's differences, and investigate games a little bit more thoroughly because of that game specifically. Because, like, yeah, they're not the same game. I mean, they are technically the same game, but they have a different, like, hub world, and they're broken up differently.
Yeah, guys, so we investigated, and we found a lot of different games that are not the same. Iron Man is one of those games. PS2 and PS3, totally different games. Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. Every version of it is different. Except for the Decepticon Autobot version on the DS. Those are the same game, except one of them you play as the Decepticon, and the other you play as an Autobot. But that's still a difference. They're all different. And we're going to play all of them. I've not played the PS3 version, but I've played the rest. I played the PS2 version, and I played both Decepticon and Autobot. And they're good. All of them. But again, I don't know about the PS3 version. I do own it. I've played the prologue, but it's all right. But I haven't got really into it. But yeah, guys, so now when I schedule a game and I schedule to buy it, I have to look at the versions. I'm like, okay, are there different versions? Is there any version I prefer over the other? And Sonic Unleashed is one of those games where I prefer the older game over the newer game. But we always start with the newest version first. At least for my series. The reason older bro, like, Sonic Unleashed was one of the rare games where I'm like, I want older bro to play it. Because I enjoyed it on the PS2, and I don't know how good the PS3 version is, so I'm having older bro play it.
Yeah, I got stuck with the series that turned out to be terrible.
But I did manage to do the Sonic run levels for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you got frustrated with Sonic Frontiers. Looking for some stuff to progress. Yes, I agree. I played a little bit of Sonic Frontiers, and the progression is very, very confusing, especially starting the game out. Like, I had to look up several guides just to do some of the side stuff. But just because it's confusing doesn't make it a bad game. And the little I've played of Frontiers, I think it is a decent Sonic game. Now, is it one of the best? I don't know. I haven't played very many Sonic games. Because I started with Sonic 06. No, sorry. I started with Sonic Unleashed. And Sonic Unleashed, in my opinion, is one of the best Sonic games ever made. Even though the community wouldn't agree with me on that. And then I got Sonic 06. And Sonic 06, I got frustrated, but I enjoyed the levels. The run levels were great. I liked them. Until you played through halfway through the game, and then it got more frustrating because of
Rod
how
is
glitchy
Big
it
the
was.
cat in Frontiers.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've played a little bit of Frontiers, not all the way through. I'm barely through the prologue. So I know they had it. They added.
Oh, then the game's perfect. No problems.
They added a new character, and everybody loves her, and I agree. I've only seen like one scene of her, and she is one of the best. Like, it's so good. Honestly, she kind of reminds me of a Persona character, even though I know she's not, but she kind of has that design and that feel. Oh, so that's her name. I actually have not
Sage.
learned her name. Like, that's how new to Frontiers I am. The reason I haven't played it is because my PlayStation is downstairs, and I'm currently binging Resident Evil. And I can't binge Resident Evil right now to go back to Frontiers because Spider-Man. And then it's going to be Last of Us 1 and 2. Because we did hit the 500 sub special.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm not going to get to it until we're well and beyond 500 subs. Because we're almost to 600 subs now. And I still haven't played Last of Us 1 2.
I am gonna say, I'm gonna laugh if we somehow manage to hit 1,000 subs before you play the 500 sub special.
It seems like we're getting there, but we're not going to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year. There's no way.
No way.
No way. We would have to trend so badly with one of our new series coming out. Like,
won't happen.
Yeah, I don't even think my Mortal Kombat thing will do it.
No.
By the way, remember when we were talking about games for like DC and Marvel characters earlier today?
Vaguely.
You mentioned Deadpool in his game. Deadpool has only one game, and that is disappointing.
That really is.
I thought by now we would have had another Deadpool game. He has only appeared in one of the newest Marvel games, and I'm not talking mobile. I'm talking console games. And that was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. That was 3.
That's insane.
I don't know if he's in Midnight Suns. I didn't play it because, like, I was excited for it at first. I was going to pre-order it. And then I saw what the game was. I'm like, oh, no. No. It is just Marvel Future Strike, but a console game. And no. So, sorry guys, I fell out of Midnight Suns. Will I play it for the channel? Maybe one day, but I'm probably going to play Marvel Strike Force first, then play that game. Assuming Marvel Strike Force is still around, because some of the best Marvel games have been delisted already. Like Spider-Man Unlimited, Avengers Academy. And I think, I worry that Contest of Champions is next.
It's very possible.
Because that game was around when those games first came out. Yeah. Anyway, other series I want on the channel, definitely Persona. Persona is really high on my list right now. And no, we're not starting with a main series game.
Starting with Shin Megami Tensei series game.
No, I'm starting with a side game. I'm doing Persona Q first.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the first Persona game I ever played, and oh my god, it's so good. There's a reason why I got a sequel, and I hope it gets a third game for the Switch.
I'm doubtful.
Like, the sequel has Joker in it. It has Persona 5 characters, and I don't know what the other characters they have. Probably Persona 4. Persona 4 and 5. The first one had Persona 3 and Persona 4. Guys, I think Persona Q1 was so good, I will probably bring it back and do the Persona 4 playthrough. Even though there's no differences, really. Aside from some minor differences in the cutscenes, it's the same game. Like, that's how good Persona Q1 is.
Okay. All the new cards are sorted. Thank God.
Yeah, guys, I'm lucky I got Persona Q2. They released so few of them that the pre-orders were sold out, and I couldn't pre-order it on pre-order day. They were that sold out.
Which is insane.
And then when I try to buy it, I keep finding the Japanese version of it.
Yeah.
There's no cheap English versions of it.
Mhm.
And then I finally found one. The cheapest I found was $150.
Yeah.
The rest of them were near $500. So we are lucky I found an English version of Persona Q2 because, again, a lot of the listings were for the Japanese version and not the English. The English was just so fucking hard to find.
Yeah, which that game series I don't think is that unpopular. So it's surprising to me that it was that underproduced.
It was that gone.
Yeah.
Like, people wanted it that bad.
Yeah, that's surprising to me.
Yeah, it was fine, Collection Rod. We recognize some of the series that you played, mainly Neptunia.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna post my collection until I have my new shelves.
That's fair.
And guys, I've moved up when I'm getting my shelves. It's gonna be really soon because I am tired of my current shelves, and also I'm running out of room on my Pokemon shelf because I'm about to buy a lot of binders, and I don't have any more room for more than 5 binders.
Yeah.
And I'm about to buy like 10. The reason I'm making the list and the variants is so I know the amount of card slots I need for those binders. That's the whole purpose. I want to make sure I can house all the cards I'm collecting for each set. And we hope you're enjoying it, Rod. So that's why we saw a lot of Hyperdimension Neptunia. You did mention that you like a lot of anime games.
That makes sense.
I actually do want to get into more anime games besides Dragon Ball, and honestly, SAO's at the top of my list right now. It's not Senran Kagura, it's not Hyperdimension, it's actually SAO, because the new SAO game looked pretty good. And there's one SAO game that I wanted for a long time but never got. I saw in GameStop every time I went in there. I'm like, I want to buy it. I want to buy it. And it was the SAO game that had the sniper on the cover. I'm like, I want it. I want it. Damn it. Still can't buy it. So that'll probably be the first SAO game I play is that one. I know it's not chronological. I don't care. I want to play that one first.
So yeah, Rod. What are the? Because I've heard about the Atelier games, but like, what? How do those games play? Are they similar to like a Final Fantasy, a Fire Emblem? Like what kind of series are they comparable to?
Yeah, what other anime games I want to play? I guess I do want to play Jump Force. A lot of people say they don't like it. They hated it. But I support those kind of games because what other instances are we going to see Naruto and Dragon Ball in the same game?
That's fair.
Or anime.
Yeah.
Like, they did do a little special before. They had Dragon Ball, One Piece, and this other show I didn't know about until I saw that special.
Can't remember what it was.
It was the fighter guy with the blue hair, and he punches with, like, a green fist.
I can't remember.
I can't remember it either. But yeah, that was the first real anime special.
Oh,
we
stuff
got,
like
something like
stuff
that.
like Rune Factory. Interesting. Yeah, that might be something I take a look at if I'm keeping Genshin at arm's distance. I might look at something like that.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna lay down for the last minute.
yeah, guys.
We literally have 1 minute.
I don't have a lot of anime games besides Dragon Ball on the list. Because again, I didn't grow up with a lot of anime. But now that I've seen a lot of new anime, I want to get into the games, but there are so many series we can get to in a year.
Yeah, I've got to think of any anime games that are on my list that I haven't talked about.
Like, I was surprised when I saw that Crescent Love had a video game. And at first I didn't know it was that anime I wanted to watch. Like, I saw it as the game. I'm like, oh, didn't this have an anime? That's cool, Rod. Does one of them include the PS4 SAO game where it's the sniper on the front and it has a red background? Because that's the SAO game I want to play for the channel first.
And I guess some of the most anime games that I have on the list are like Mega Man. Like I don't really have that many anime girl games or anything like that. So like
I have Kara's Shoujo.
or stuff that's like based on anime.
We had DDLC. I have Senran Kagura. We have Hyper Dimension. We have Dragon Ball. I put the Afro Samurai game on there, and I put the Fist of the North Star game.
Okay,
on
I guess
there.
that Bloodstained. That's
And
sort of anime.
One Punch. Apparently, I didn't know this. Even though One Punch Man has one game, a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Rod, I do have one insane game on my list that I really should not have on my list.
Yes, it was Fatal Bullet.
Weird anime game, Galgun. Yeah, I've heard of that one.
I know of it.
There is a game I put on my list, which is insane. I have Disgaea 1 on my list, which...
I've seen Disgaea collections. I'm like, I'm interested in you. I want to play you to see what you're like. But That's also a series that I just never bought yet.
Well, and Tales of Vesperia. Like, both are on my list. And both of those are going to be, like, several month-long streams.
So, are we out of time yet?
We're way past time. I told you wait a minute 3 minutes ago.
Wow. This is the last batch. But
I guess I have Kingdom Hearts on my list. I guess that's anime.
Yeah, guys, we are several years off from my import list. That's why Older Bro is taking as many co-op games from my import list as he can.
Yeah. See, I feel like I'm obligated to play Symphonia first because that is the game. But I bought Vesperia, so I'm here now. Oh, did I talk to you about...
Isn't Vesperia the one I got and the one I'm playing?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, it's on my list. And I have the thing over there. We may have both got the same game.
You looking up Tails?
You got Berseria.
Oh, Berseria. Okay, thank you.
But yeah, actually, talking about that, before we end the stream, one thing I found out annoys me about Tales franchise. So, you know how Tales has a lot of games. And you have, you know, Tales of Vesperia, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Berseria, Tales of Zillia. They all end in IA, right? No, half of them don't end in IA. They also have games like Tales of the Abyss.
That's a tale? Oh. Didn't know. I thought that was a completely different franchise.
I don't think so. But the point is, they have games that just don't end in IA. And apparently the reason that is because they used to have two different teams. The Symphonia team, and then I can't remember what the other team was called. And each team had different naming schemes. So the Symphonia team named all their games with IA at the end. Then they merged the teams. And so now they just randomly decide if the game's going to end in IA or not.
Anyways, guys, the timer has stopped. So that is going to be it for today's episode. So like and subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. Comment to the videos and do read them. Follow on Twitch, and we'll see you guys in the next shiny hunt. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.